Mixed Tag Show.
The Mixed Tag Show.
With Jenna and Blue.
Damn.
Now, here's your host, Jenna Blue.
What's going on? It is the Mixed Tag Show with...
Jenna.
I can't hear you. Like, your voice is like...
Okay, cool. Jenna.
And?
Blue.
And
we have a special guest in the building.
Yeah.
We got the Job of Tears podcast. Give them applause, man.
Oh, hold on. I was trying to get my headphones
You're
right.
not even ready.
I was trying to get my headphones right.
Yo, Janelle, stop. We guessed here?
No. This is what Get On Blue. Hashtag Get On Blue. He deserves it. He was talking all this mess, and he's not even ready.
I was trying to make sure the headphones was right. This is going to be very interesting, guys.
This is going to be a fun episode. We have a special guest in the building.
Yes.
Yes.
Would you like to introduce yourselves, guys?
Oh, do you want me to go first?
You already talking, so I guess you might as well.
You might as well. Go ahead.
Yo, what you on right now is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
boys
on
and
E.
girls, it's your boy, Sir Wilkins, the beautiful one, from the Job of Tears podcast, a.k.a. Mr. Rico Haiti, a.k.a. the best brother.
Oh.
And I'm with my lovely host, the moderator, the one that keeps me in check every day of the week.
Literally.
Janelle from HR,
Every day of
a.k.a.
the week.
Miss Triple J, a.k.a. the Oprah of wrestling. I'm sorry, wrestling. A.k.a. Ellen, if she was black and had longer hair.
And if I was gay and I'm not, like, what, bro? Like,
I'm just throwing this out. Can
are
you
you
let me finish
serious right now?
this intro?
It's hot fire.
It's amazing.
There you go.
I'm
Hot
sitting
fire
here with Jenna
That's
and
it.
Blue,
That's it.
a.k.a. Jenna Blue. That sounded good when it was in my head. It didn't sound good
it is
coming
sound
out.
good coming.
It is
Pause.
sounding
Pause.
Pause.
And I've been told I'm on a short lease tonight. I gotta keep it PG.
Keeping it PG.
I don't want to ruin their bag. if I ruin their bag, they're gonna be mad. That sounded good. Bars.
Ooh, that rhyme. Bars.
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 So we got a joint show today. Right?
Joint.
We got a big show. We got to talk about Summerslam.
Pause.
NXT Takeover.
Why are we pausing for that?
Why did you pause for that? You was just hype?
Yeah.
Because you stay
He
hype?
he low key earlier today said I'm hype. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we are too.
He gets excited.
I
You
like
should have
it.
saw him actually last night on SmackDown. It was like taking a 7-year-old to their first show.
That's the first time you went to SmackDown, right?
Yeah, but you don't gotta put me out like that.
No, but it was great. First of all, we
This-
were on
this
TV.
This isn't family. He's a guest.
Nah,
we at their house.
Nah, I think over the last, few weeks, we've gotten closer.
It's together, so it's at this
So-
point.
Right.
We don't put your business out there.
I have trust issues, and you obviously
We
violate
all
those
do.
trust issues.
We all do, bro. So
It was your
relax.
first SmackDown, right? So come on.
Yeah, it was. It was a good time. I ended up on TV a couple times. I felt good about myself.
Okay, Hollywood.
I never said I was Hollywood.
I mean, you on TV? You on TV right
You
now?
wear your
You had some
sunglasses
good
out
times on
in-
SmackDown.
huh?
You had a nice amount of
It
time.
was a good time, bro. That Pancake Power show. Shout out to WWE Shop Zone.
I heard Big E might trying to challenge you.
was that the best $35 you ever spent?
Yeah, it was a quality $35. Shout out to the BG, the Pancake Power T-shirt, man. That was fly.
You spent $35?
Yeah.
Like we
Oh,
literally.
my bad. I could have spent less if I clicked on their link.
Exactly.
On
There you
their
go.
profile
There you
page.
go.
There you go.
25% off.
That
Ladies and gentlemen,
alley-oop
if you
son.
don't know this, Job of Tears podcast people, the jobbers out there, that's on the live stream. If you want 25% off your WWE merchandise, you head over to the Mix Max Tag Show. Instagram, click on the link.
The mix tag show, my friend.
I'm sorry, Mix Tag Show. I apologize.
It's okay.
You hit the link, you go on their profile page, hit the link, bada
boy.
bing, bada boom, 25% off.
Boom. That's
And
it.
you living.
That's it. You, can
You
get
won't pay
yourself a-
$35 like I paid.
Exactly.
You're gonna pay less.
And shout out to WWE Shop for the shirts.
Yes, and shout out to my boy.
Is this Shop Zone or Shop?
Shop.
This is not 1999.
I just feel like Shop Zone is just it
Thank-
runs off the mouth a little better.
It
Pause.
does, but we're in 2018.
All right, I apologize. WWE Shop.
Shop.
25% off. By the way, guys, if you're watching right now, follow the Mixed Tag Show.
And on ours as well, follow the Jobless Tears podcast.
Boom. And shout out to my boy from Nurse Clothing for lacing me with this shield shirt. Always have hot fire, so.
Yo, it's
represent.
so funny because after literally my homeboy bought the Brock Brooklyn shirt, and literally at the end of Raw, they released the new Shield shirt.
Yeah.
And he exchanged it in Barclays. He was like,
What?
nah, I'm going to need to get this.
That's
So,
crazy. Yo,
He
but
wasn't
that's
a real Brock fan.
but come
I
on,
mean, he
it's
only
the
got it because it was like a Summerslam collect, because they don't sell that on the internet. They don't, so it's an on-site situation. But
Yeah, I mean, like everyone marked out. Well, I mean, we'll get into it later, but
Yeah.
that was a big moment when the Shield show up. So, but yeah. Also, just want to shout out to, you want to announce the winner for the Sasha Banks Acid
Go ahead.
Wash T-shirt. So shout out to Craig. What's his name? Sir
McFly.
Sir McFly. Sir McFly?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Craig. You won the Sasha Banks Acid Wash T-shirt. So we will be sending that off to you. And, yeah, thank you for your support.
You want to run through the draft real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
what is this draft you guys have? Like,
So,
and why were we not invited?
I mean, I definitely invited you. I know I did.
You spoke about it in your car after you guys already did the draft.
Oh, we did. Was that? Yikes.
Yeah.
See, my
Yeah.
fault. Sorry. But we definitely did discuss it in the car. But basically, the draft is we decided to do we do fantasy, basketball, baseball, football. So we thought, wouldn't it be cool to do wrestling?
Right.
Right. So you have your stable, your superstars, and you manage the team. Right.
Yep.
And at the end of the season, whoever wins the most points will get a prize from us. So it has to be a dope prize because when you play fantasy sports, you kind of get a
Wait,
big.
so when is it like?
Over?
Yeah.
So ours just finished.
Yeah, we had a one-on-one
Yeah.
situation, and I won.
You did.
My
Apparently,
Blue Magic Club.
right. Apparently, I'm supposed to wear a Roman Suck shirt, which I'm not a fan of. But
Yeah.
we'll do that.
We'll collect that.
Oh, I mean, if you lose the bet, you lose the bet, sis.
See?
Oh, okay.
See?
Wow.
You gotta do it.
Okay.
Which is why I don't bet.
So it's starting right after SummerSlam,
Right.
which obviously already started, and it will go on to Royal Rumble. So, with that said, let's
Well, yeah, I
see.
know there's gonna be a house show between then and Mania, so you might as well,
Right.
hook up, somebody, 2 tickets like we did
Right.
for Jobbersland. We hooked up.
But y'all rich, so I mean we're not.
Oh no, ma'am.
Okay, because we're not really rich. We just that's why we need y'all to go on to the
Click the link.
right, so we can get some points. But yeah, it looks like the winner of this week is, you got the drum roll.
Yo, he's just like a brother. Like, it is wild obnoxious.
We got Astro with the Night Riders.
Oh, good old Astro from Ohio.
Mhm. Shout out to him. He won this week with 268 points.
Yeah.
Because he picked the right players, right?
He sure did.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't pick
wrapped up.
part-timers, right?
He didn't pick part timers
Oh.
Manages this
like
thing.
other people.
They do.
Who manages this whole thing?
We do. I got this
We didn't
spreadsheet
get
right
invited,
From
but
week to week.
You got
we
next
invited.
time,
keep points and everything.
now.
next time we'll go and we'll just do a
Not
job
this
of
time,
tiers.
but
And
next time.
when you host your thing, you can maybe you can invite us. We can do a little party, do a thing. When you guys have your little big parties, no? Okay, you clear no.
Why are you confused?
No, it looked like it didn't look like he was confused. It just looked like he wasn't messing with it.
No, I'm just saying you putting out future plans in the air. Don't do that.
I mean, you gotta talk stuff into
No.
existence.
We talk about it later off camera.
Okay.
Because you don't want to be responsible for if it
If
happens or
things
not.
don't pop off.
No. Things will pop off. We don't, because haters are out there.
Oh, the haters are
Dum
real.
dum dum.
The haters.
Gotta add that to the soundboard. Dun dum dum.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely like my brother.
I told you.
He don't work his job. He doesn't be there looking up sounds.
So shout out to the Night Riders. You won this
That's a
week.
fly. That's a fly name.
Night Riders.
We have
Yeah.
Night Riders. We have New Generation X. We have Evolution. Leah representing for the women. So that was a dope name. We got Rich Fam.
That's a reuse. That's a recycle name.
3 times.
On that note, we have Rich Fam, Petty Club Worldwide.
Petty
and,
Club
Now
Worldwide.
that's one.
I like that.
Who's the leader of that one?
Joey. Shout out to Joey.
Shout out to Joey for that team
Joey,
name.
smart man.
Smart man. We have Undisputed Nation of Domination. So that's
Undisputed Nation of Domination.
That's
It's very long.
it's a very long name, but it's a still dope name. And then we have TK Crew. It's very straight to the point. Yeah. Not a fan of it? Okay. Well, on that note, yeah, so shout out to Night Riders, and we'll see what happens
Next week.
next week.
Wait, so are you guys in it too?
No, I'm done. I tapped out.
Didn't you get destroyed last time?
I did.
Like, I heard she got body. Like, I
I did.
Was it the last episode you mentioned it?
Yeah, I mean, the past couple of episodes I got bodied. So
No, you kept getting like ridiculously bodied. Like it was like not even.
Damn, why you?
It was like the war. It was like whoa.
So we're gonna.
Browns out here.
You're dragging this.
So we're gonna start the show. We're gonna get into it.
Oh, now you in your feels?
No, well, I mean, because you said it once and then you keep saying it.
I had to emphasize the fact that you got bodied and that I'm a fan of the show and I listen.
But you're not even being supportive. You're
at
just
all,
like,
right? Because I've been.
I would not being supportive because I watched the show.
Because you threw it in her face.
Supportive.
I'm being very supportive.
All right.
And it's tough love, you know.
How was everybody's SummerSlam?
Yeah, how was you guys' weeks?
How was your weekends?
Ladies first, because I'm not cool.
Oh, and I am.
You Oprah of the wrestling world.
That's debatable.
Oprah and
debatable.
Ellen.
I don't got that. Not Ellen, because I ain't gay. Very clear on that. But SummerSlam. Well, I didn't go to SummerSlam, so I think Jenna should go and speak about at least her experience.
This is about the weekend in general.
I mean, you guys had the party.
Yeah.
We
had Jobber Slam to kick off SummerSlam weekend, which was really good. Shout out to everyone that came through.
I showed up.
Finally, there should be a soundboard for finally.
Mm-hmm.
I added to the list.
That somebody showed up.
Mm-hmm.
But we do appreciate you guys showing up. Also, behind the barricade, my boys from Long Island showed up. And then True Hills showed up. And you want to talk about a wrestling match?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Tell the people watching what happened.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, so Jobber Slam happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was the match of the century.
Yeah.
Sir Wilkins, a.k.a. Rico Haiti, versus SP3. And bar brawl.
Right, like, I don't
you
even
call
know.
that.
What's
then,
it's not a boiler room.
And
so.
then Mr. Black, my brother, flesh and blood.
That's not here.
That's not here for a reason.
Why is he not here?
Because I gave him the wrong address.
You gave him the.
Whoa.
That's dirty.
Yo,
Came
you're
around,
shady.
he jumped
I
into the
told
match.
you, you're a shady
And
type
then
of
rock
dude.
bottom. Why are you saying these things?
Because it was discussed that we did this as a joint thing. We're supposed to be as a
It was
unit.
supposed to be a unit, but clearly everyone I thought I was gonna turn, and I didn't. I stayed Switzerland. Thank you.
Whatever.
There you go.
My SummerSlam weekend. Well, it was, the fourth of its kind, here in Brooklyn, and I mean, I got to be on TV twice this week, the last 48 hours.
Hollywood.
Liddy.
Talk about who you met, though.
Who did you meet?
Girl.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about it because I know you were excited about this.
Was I excited? Is not even a word. So, as everyone knows, SummerSlam weekend, they have the meet and greets, and they do it like Friday, Saturday, SummerSlam weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blessed to have the honor and privilege to meet Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
Princess.
And
That's
it was
crazy.
crazy because I'm like, Triple H is definitely in my top 5. Don't care. Debate me on it.
That's you too, right?
Yep, me too. That's my favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah, see?
Okay, I wouldn't say favorite of all time,
No,
but
for me, like that's why
That's
I
your
cheer.
guy.
That's my guy.
definitely top 5.
Somebody said the wildest thing right now on the live feed.
What?
Do Janelle have got a man? I'm trying to give her babies.
Whoa.
Wow.
Look.
Yes. Give her something.
No comment.
Give her a little something. You don't have something from the soundboard?
No, I don't.
No, that is definitely not a soundboard
we-
effect.
Kid from Harlem said she needs my babies.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Just talking all wild about me. Great. But no, me and Triple H and Stephanie was just like
Chopping it up?
felt surreal.
Right.
Like it was like waiting online. Like I was getting nervous and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I actually wore my Jabba Tears podcast, t-shirt, which you could buy on ProWrestlingTees.com/
Poppin'.
the Jabba Tears podcast.
Bags.
Wow.
Talking about our bags. That's
Yeah,
bags.
I got you. I got you on a t-shirt.
Bags.
But anyone that has purchased it already knows that we have like a cartoon remake of the iconic DX pose with Chyna, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. So I literally stepped up to Stephanie, and it's the first thing she notices.
That's
Like
wild.
she asked, she said, she read my shirt. She was like, Jobber Tears, and I was like, yeah, I do a podcast with me and my best friend and his brother, and here in New York. And she literally turned to Triple H and like pointed him to the shirt, like, and then I was like, "Does this look familiar? Like,
Right.
you know what this is about?" And he we all laughed. Like I laughed with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Like I want everyone to acknowledge that. But and then we took the picture and it came out dope. So that was like
Major
hands
Major,
down.
yeah.
Like at this point, I'm like, who am I gonna meet next? Like I've done Sting, Bret Hart,
Doesn't it make
Austin walked in front of me like off the elevator, so that counts. I met Kenny Omega, so like I don't know who's next.
Doesn't it make you feel like a little kid? Like that anticipation of seeing someone that you grew up watching?
Not so much. I don't think so much of a little kid. I just think it's so much like this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing
yeah.
and why I'm watching the product and why I support the product,
Yeah.
even when, you know, it's not always the best.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
But when
Facts.
people hate that you watch the product,
it's
That's
real.
true. It's real.
But I mean,
Evil
it was just a great experience. What about you? Because you know, as that falls over and over and over. Did
Chicks
you
under the
not
bump.
see your girl this weekend?
Of course I did. Anyone who knows me is watching the show and just knows me in general. I saw Sasha Banks again, and it's always a good time. I don't know, what else can you say? She gets a lot of flack, right, that she's not cool with the fans. But
Right.
she always shows me love. We did a group picture, me and my other two friends. Shout out to Kevin and TKO.
Oh, good old Kevin.
Good old Kevin.
Good old Kevin.
And because we had the chalk line jackets, you know, her jacket or whatever, she signed it for us. And yeah, she said to take a group picture. So again, it's always a good time with her. I saw Carmella, I saw
Yeah, we
Elias.
saw Carmella. I am super jealous that you met Elias because I've been wanting to walk with him.
I definitely walked with him. He definitely complimented me on my outfit. It was very Elias-like.
And you didn't slide the number.
Oh, your number.
No, I mean, yeah, but me really.
All you had to
yours.
do was tell me, and I would have been like, yo, my
Oh,
homegirl.
great! Now we're talking about this almost a week later.
But you got to let me know these things.
Right.
But yeah, I saw Kevin Owens. He's the nicest guy. Like, I don't know why I assumed he might have been like kind of maybe because he's just a really good heel.
Yeah.
But he's
He's good what he do.
super
Because, yeah,
sweet.
you know, some people don't break kayfabe, so.
Yeah, exactly. But he was super nice. So, yeah, I really had a blast. I went to all the shows. Obviously, I lost my voice because I definitely marked out a couple of times.
So
But-
out of the 4, what was your favorite?
Out of the shows,
Yeah. Just in terms of like energy, in terms of
well, Takeover, it's always a good time.
Huh.
Like the arena, I don't want to say it shook, but just that when the NXT chants is like
Thunderous.
it's
thunderous. That's
you
a good
feel
word.
it from the bottom.
Exactly. It's just such a surreal moment. One of my homegirls that I work with, she doesn't watch NXT, but she loves wrestling. And I told her, you have to watch NXT. Even if you don't watch the show every week,
Right.
watch Takeover. Right? You're just gonna, even if you don't know what's going on, you're gonna love it. She
Right.
she went to Takeover actually and loved it. So I mean, time and time again, Hunter and them are putting on a great show. So I'll probably go with that. SummerSlam wasn't even bad too.
Honestly, out of the 4 years it's been here, this year was the best one,
Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah. I thought this was a good one. I thought I wasn't gonna like the card. I was like, yo, I'm selling my ticket, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I said.
Well, I actually enjoyed it, so I didn't have to come to Legends. But if I did decide
Next
to,
time, she
right,
got you.
I will.
Next
go.
time.
Next time. So
But yeah, definitely. I said SummerSlam's card was the matches was better than I expected. It was more so. It was more so the endings that I wasn't so a fan of the few matches. My weekend was pretty dope. Like you guys, I went to NXT. Before I went to NXT, I went to Duce Palooza. Shout out to my boys over there, Kaz, Niles, and Della.
Was that the thing that was at the Mirage?
Yeah. So I went to that. Me and G went over there. Went to NXT Takeover. Got in late because I lost my wallet in the Uber.
good job.
You forgot. Wow.
Because I pulled out my phone out my back pocket and it fell out there with it. And it was going through check. And I was like, oh, snap, my wallet's not in here.
Listen,
So we
I
had to
wore a
run back.
fanny pack all weekend.
I mean, it sounds like
You need to get you a
like
fanny
me.
pack.
Yes.
But anyway, the rest of the weekend was dope. I went to Raw. That was great as well.
I'm surprised you didn't go to SmackDown since you always talk about that.
That's my
your
brand,
show.
but I was just more so like tired. And
Oh, so you're not about this life.
no, I was just tired. I'm old.
I am too.
So is everyone
Like,
at this table.
I went to physical
Facts.
therapy today, and I have to go take this 13-hour drive next week to Chicago.
Oh, well,
So-
that sounds personal.
So,
Right, that is
and
a
then
personal
last weekend
problem.
I was going, so it's just been a long weekend. But we caught a great footage outside of NXT when the fans had their own match until NYPD popped up. Fun.
What about you, sir?
My sweaty behind is back. Figure this out. All right, guys, I'm back. I was fixing the live feed for us. All right, cool. How was my weekend? Let's start off with Friday. Friday was Summerslam. Fun, amazing. Had a little one-on-one with Sid. SP3.
backstab.
Yo, I thought you was gonna say Sid Vicious, and I was gonna crack up.
Sid Dirty, that's what I should call him.
Ooh.
It's his new name, Sid Dirty.
Wow.
My brother turned heel on me. That happened. Friday NXT viewing party. No, Saturday NXT viewing party. Very small. Thursday, I met Titus O'Neil and
You
Apollo.
another one. Not
You look like you fit right in.
It was a good time. Very nice brothers. Apollo's like, yo, nice sneakers, because I'm a mini Jordan head.
Right.
So
That's like COVID.
Did you
She's a
push the
major Jordan
podcast?
career.
yeah, but I was literally the last person that they closed the doors, and I was about to walk in, and I was like, yo, it's 3:59. It ends at 4. And the lady was like, no, okay. And the security guy was like, no, I'm supposed to let you in. And I was like, no, it's 3:59. It ends at 4.
You better tell them.
And then he was like, all right, give me 1 second. So I got in there. We chopped it up a little bit, gave him cards on the podcast.
You bought sneakers just for Summerslam weekend?
I always buy sneakers summertime weekend.
Okay.
I bought sneakers. Never mind. Nobody's
None of my business.
Anyways, so that was Thursday. Friday, I told you guys it was Slam. Thank everybody for coming out, because it was like pouring rain.
It was like hurricane,
I was
tornadoes. Like, it was crazy outside.
And some people came from like Queens,
Long ways, Long Island,
Long Island to
Queens,
come out. So
the Bronx,
Jersey.
yeah,
Jersey.
So it was.
But technically, he was already in the city, though. So.
He was already in the
But I
city.
came mainly for you guys.
Whatever.
Thank you.
Lies.
I
Anyways,
did ask Jenna. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna go out there.
Cause
That
like,
is true.
yeah,
I'm gonna hold
I
him
never
down this
go-
time. That's
because every time I invite him, whether it's like
true.
anything,
It's an excuse.
he
It's not an
flakes.
excuse. Like I have my
flakes.
son on and off weekends.
You got a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a
that-
4 years old, about to be
Daddy.
5.
Come on, B. You like a
So,
child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Nope. He has a child.
But I mean,
You got the pass for everything. You got a kid.
It's all about balancing.
Well, Jenna doesn't have a kid.
I don't.
So-
So I showed up.
Now that we know you,
Okay.
you will get invites.
Okay.
Everything.
And
And if I send you,
I showed up.
If I send you 4 invites, I expect you to show up to 1.
Okay.
right. So this was at 1.
Yeah. This
Out of
is-
how
It
many
was-
though?
It was
What's the
actually,
percentage?
matter of fact, it's 2 for 2. I showed up. Remember when you guys invited us to the show,
Yeah.
the Battle Pro
The Battle Pro. I was there.
Oh,
I was
in
there.
Jersey.
in Jersey.
Well,
Like when we
between me
first met
and
him.
you, you had 100%.
That's it.
I'm like.
Matter of
two for-
fact,
two
and
for
the Big
4.
4 thing, right?
Okay, so Jenna's on a whole different. She's
I've been
on
down.
that level.
I've been
She's
down
on
since
the
day
roll.
1.
Well, Jenna got good energy though.
I do.
So does Blue.
Yeah.
But now that we like podcast
debatable.
associates and his family,
I know I'm the quiet one. It's cool.
but he has a kid though. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
He has a mega
Like how we both did
responsibility.
that at the same time.
Like, I hope
So-
that sounded awesome.
I'm gonna fast forward.
I hope so.
I'm gonna fast forward Sunday. Summerslam viewing party. I've been doing it for 7 years.
7 years. Yeah.
Been doing
That's crazy.
pay-per-view viewing parties.
Yeah.
So,
Half of my 20s.
yeah, I
crazy.
think majority of 20s.
Yeah.
And all of my 20s.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was like 23.
Solid. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
So we've been doing it for 7 years. Our 8-year anniversary is coming up for Royal Rumble.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
So-
blessings on that.
So we've been doing it for a minute. Basically, people who don't know, who listen in, the viewing party basically like you come, watch the pay-per-view. So we've been doing it for every pay-per-view. We do it for NXT. NXT's been a little small, but we're building on that one.
I think now that after Mania, now that it won't be here because SummerSlam,
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Yeah, so we've been building on that one. But we do it for every WWE pay-per-view. We did it for the Greatest Royal Rumble. That one went actually pretty well because I was like promoting like,
The middle of the day.
It was the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
So people, like legit, we couldn't take pictures because people was like, yo, I called out of work. Don't take my picture.
Yeah. I can peep that.
And we had like a solid amount of people come out. Like it's been like a good following,
That's dope.
and people try to replicate it too, and then
Right.
they fall right on their faces.
They can't, yeah.
I have a business partner on it, so me and him, we've been doing it together for 6 years. He came on the second year I did it. But yeah, it's a viewing party. You come out, and it's people mark out, and like people have made friendships off of it.
Low key, I've been to one. Y'all didn't know.
Really?
Yep, I was there when Owens beat Cena.
Oh. Okay.
When he came out in the singlet, I was there.
Okay. SummerSlam viewing party, it was solid. The fact that it was in Brooklyn, so we had like 400 people come through.
Right.
So it was a solid amount of people come through. We did like a raffling thing. It was tiring. Monday was Raw. But I personal trained, so I had clients all night, so I couldn't go to Raw. And I went to Raw last year after SummerSlam.
Yeah, because that was the whole Beach Bowl.
Yeah,
With
that was a mess.
I was there for Beach Ball Mania, and I was dying. But I sat in a section with like true wrestling fans,
right?
And they were angry.
Last year I left. Me and my friends left because you pay all this money for what exactly? I understand you want to show your frustrations, but it's like.
And that's how I felt this year at Raw when they was trying to do the wave. It was the guys that had the worst seats trying to start the wave. I'm saying like, but this match is fine. Like, why?
Yeah, I was dead center on camera. I wasn't getting up for the wave.
Like, I'm saying like, this is fine. Like, what are you guys doing?
It was the match that the Beach Ball started with was heavy. It was Finn, Jason
it
Jordan.
Was Finn. It was like a
double. It was a tag team match against the Bar. It was actually a legit good wrestling match. And the dude behind me was pissed. He was like, "Yo, this is quality effing wrestling, and you guys are messing this up."
And it didn't even Finn. He hadn't I don't know. He tweeted or something like that.
Yeah, I think Finn or Seth did.
Something like that.
Seth did.
Like you complain that Finn doesn't get a push, but then when he has his moment, you guys are not paying attention.
Right.
Yeah. So he so I didn't go to Raw. I didn't go to Raw, but then I was off. Like I cleared out my day just because on purpose. I was like, yo, I might go to SmackDown. So I hit her up. Like Janelle, and I was like, "Yo,
yeah, because
you going to SmackDown?
We on the 23rd hour, and literally watching tickets go down. Like I didn't get the SmackDown tickets until like, what was it, 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock. Because
yesterday.
I was like, "Yo, let me know what the price is. This is my budget."
Yeah, because I always ask people like, "What's your budget?"
I was like, "This is my
Because
budget."
I'm that person.
Let me know what we can get for this, and I'll send you the bread.
That's what me and my boy G did on Monday. That's why we came so late. We didn't buy our tickets till 5:30, coming from Jersey. So we Ubered from Jersey to
yeah, I'm not even mad at that though. Like,
because we got good seats and it was like not that much.
Probably was
yeah,
not
that's
as great as mine.
So I wasn't mad at her for waiting.
It's cool.
But then so I was like low key hyped because it was my first SmackDown.
Right.
No, it was not low key. It was high key.
Very high key.
Like very high key.
Yo, asking y'all. But anyways, let me get on to the show. So.
Yes.
I get to the show. I already had a plan set up anyways. I was like, I'm going to buy a New Day t-shirt because I support black businesses.
Mind you, WWE is not black-owned business.
Exactly.
But
You
but
keep
the money does go to New Day.
a percentage of it, yes.
Okay. So I'm supporting their business.
Okay.
Okay. You're really supporting their brand.
Well, regardless, their brand is being supported. I'm supporting them.
Okay.
And I'm a huge fan.
Good job.
So I already had a thing. I was buying a New Day shirt because I needed a new wrestling t-shirt.
Right.
Bought that. Wore it that moment. Took off my shirt.
Literally, we're standing by, like when you first walk into Barclays.
Yeah.
And it's like kids around and grown men around, and he got his shirt off.
And
I'm like, bro, keep on your shirt.
Put my t-shirt on. Now I realized where we were sitting.
Right.
We had some fire seats.
We did.
So now you have to be seen.
Because we were right above the floor seats.
Section 9.
Yeah. So it's like in the corner of the turnbuckle.
Yeah, like the ring post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were right there. And I was like, okay, we lit. We lit. And I wasn't trying to be seen on TV. I just wanted to act like a fool because I was acting ridiculous that whole night. I was talking to everybody. Everybody's my friend that night. So I get there. I'm acting a fool. Long story short, I kept getting texts. I got a bunch of texts.
Yeah, they were rolling
and a bunch
in.
of DMs. And I kept getting. I was like, "Yo, I just saw you on SmackDown. I just saw you on SmackDown. I just saw you on SmackDown." And then my brother got a video from his boy. Saw me on SmackDown and then sent the video to my brother. And was like, "Yo, everybody, like 3 people sent me this. Like, yo, I mean, I'm posted to the page, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was like a good.
Right.
It was a good moment. And the thing about it, I was thinking about not going. I was like, SmackDown's not gonna be that great. I don't
SmackDown's
know.
always great.
But then I was like,
Okay, SmackDown's not always great.
But then 205 Live was fire.
I bet it was.
It was fire.
I saw half of it.
It was fire. So then, yeah, I had a pretty solid weekend. You know what? I can't eat fried food. So I woke up this morning very sick.
Oh.
That's my only downplay from the weekend.
That's crazy.
So on that note, after that lovely run through of your weekend. No, I'm just saying it was lovely. We're gonna get into the show, right?
Why are you doing this?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying we're gonna get into the show. We're talking about wrestling, no?
I know we're talking about wrestling, but the way you came off, why
I didn't come off.
Y'all not gonna do this today.
Okay, we're not gonna.
All right, no problem.
Y'all not gonna do this today.
So let's jump into Takeover, right, guys?
Sure.
Yeah, Janelle.
What's your? We're gonna do something that the Job of Tears podcast does, which is 1 up and 1 down.
Yeah. So
Is it 1 up or
ideally,
2 up?
well, for NXT because it was only like 6 matches, it's
Okay.
1 up, 1 down. You get my point. But typically on our podcast, when we recap, because they can go off all day long. Love them, but they could go off all day long.
We're a little long-winded.
Yes. So to keep it short and simple and to the point, we do 2 ups, 2 downs, because like Xavier Woods' up, up, down, down show.
Right.
Kind of inspired me to kind of do that and incorporate it into our show.
Nice.
So we can do that
Okay.
for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Okay.
So we'll start off.
4.
So who's starting with?
Should we rock, paper, scissors for it?
Sure. Ready?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. She won.
She won.
You won?
You go first. PG era.
Wait, we can't cuss? All right, we won't cuss. Because I got to say in the mouth. I will say. They got the dirty mouth. Pause. I got to say in the mouth. But my one down, and I'm probably going to get so much heat because I'm not a Kyrie Sane fan.
Oh, no.
Because I'm not the gimmick. I think it's just like, like,
I remember you telling me.
how do you, like, merch wise? Like, I'm not
Merch is
sold on
gonna be
it.
fire on
They
this.
are. They are.
I don't.
I haven't even seen it yet.
I mean, but you know what's crazy? I'm not a huge on Shayna Baszler either. So like to me, it was the only match on the card that I had like
No expectations.
no expectation, but no interest in whatsoever. And then she kind of low key won with a roll up, so I was just like, okay,
Right.
cool story. My one up is the Velveteen Dreams pants. So if you did not see NXT TakeOver Brooklyn and you watch when he comes out, he had the Call Me Up Vince pants on. That was
That's
straight fire. So first of all,
very
the
bold.
whole outfit, like Velveteen Dreams outfit period, was
Biggie.
the up. Like it goes from the crown that he came out to, Brooklyn, Biggie. The side of his pants had Notorious Dream on it, Biggie.
Coogee.
The back, the Coogee vest.
Yep.
And the
That
back
man is
was
fire.
Call Me Up Vince.
So creative.
He's
Yeah.
so creative, and I'm so scared when that's when he gets called up. I'm so
I'm
scared.
petrified, which is why I was glad he didn't pop up on SmackDown because I was
Right.
like,
Jim Ross loves him.
Everybody
Jim
loves
Ross loves
Everyone
him.
loves him. I'm not gonna get into it, but
who doesn't love him?
I'm not gonna get into it.
No,
This is
no.
what the show's for.
Okay. I mean, I just feel like as soon as he gets called up, right, it's just a gimmick that's gonna fall.
So you think it's gonna be another like No Way Jose or
Bobby Roode.
No, not even Bobby.
even
Roode.
Bobby.
No, not no.
'cause Bobby doesn't really, besides the glorious thing, he doesn't really have like an actual
gimmick, right?
He just has
Although
a
his
catchphase.
Although his heel run was pretty dope on
Yeah.
NXT, I thought at least.
I think Bobby got called up too fast,
Yeah.
so that was that.
It just comes down to I think it's just a lot of these people of color. Some of the gimmicks just doesn't fly.
Well, I don't think he's much of a gimmick though. I think it's more of a persona.
Okay.
Like you know
That's
what I mean?
fair.
Like No Way Jose, that's a gimmick.
Okay.
Because he has to have the Congo line. Like it's this. He has to have like okay, coming out.
But the way Dream comes out is that's his gimmick.
But it's bigger than that. It's the persona, the way he moves, the way he
He's
walks,
carries
everywhere.
himself.
the way he
Yeah.
carries himself. The whole I'm gonna do
He's
something.
on 24/7.
Yeah, like you know.
He's
what I mean?
no legit. Like so, we saw him in a bar on Bourbon Street after NXT Takeover in New Orleans, neck brace and all in a bar, and wasn't talking to anyone. Like no autographs, no pictures, no nothing. Like straight character through and through.
Exactly, and that's what puts him above a lot of these other people who have these gimmicks. Like for instance, what's his name? Ty Dillinger with the Perfect 10.
Yeah.
That's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Hold on, what's his name? From Breeze.
Tyler
Gi-
Breeze.
Tyler Breeze.
Gimmick.
He's so dope.
He's such a great
phenomenal.
worker,
He's
though.
phenomenal in the ring, but it's gimmick.
Well, he's
based.
definitely better than Fandango.
So when he brings out the little, you know what I mean? Those are all gimmicks.
Right.
Where Velveteen is a whole feel. It's a whole
Correct, but at the end of the day, it's still
They're going to be
gimmick.
forced
But
to
is
pay
that
attention.
feeling going to carry over? Because a lot of the
Exactly.
times, like look at Asuka,
Yeah.
right.
hot in NXT, like hot, choking out people, hot.
But
Now it's like
She's on freaking
she's on the dark. She's a dark match.
Exactly.
But let me ask you another question though. He's making his own waves.
And so I'm not knocking.
No, I get
you know what I mean?
I get how you all feel about it. You guys are all saying because I'm scared a little bit. But what I'm seeing, what he's doing things on his own. He's one of those special people
Definitely.
That's gonna like when Vince talks about grabbing that brass ring. He's personally grabbing that brass ring. It's like Asuka's put in position. Given those matches, we're gonna have you squash or whatever. Blah blah blah. Velveteen ain't really doing anything crazy.
So, I always mention Sasha, as my girl, but I kind of equate that to her at NXT, right?
Yeah.
She was pretty bland when she first came up, right? She didn't have much of a character until she created the boss, right? Like you said, it's that whole
persona.
Yeah.
And brass ring that she, grasped, right? The hottest thing in NXT gets called up. We want Sasha, whatever. She's hot, right? But now all of a sudden we fast forward to 2018.
Where now she's tagged with the second most boring person on the female side of the roster.
So you get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with Velveteen. Hot. Everyone loves him. Everyone loves that gimmick persona, whatever you say.
Booing EC3.
You get what I'm saying?
EC3 is. I like EC3.
Yeah,
but he reminds me of every college dude I went to college with.
And that's a perfect way to.
He's a
describe
college
him.
dude. He's
He
a college.
is like a
frat
jock.
Yeah, jock. Exactly.
So you know what I mean.
But on that note, it's that same situation.
I understand it.
Yeah.
But with him, there's something more to that.
Okay.
Well, let's hope and see.
There's something special about this kid, and
I agree.
I can't put my finger on it. He's different,
He
and
is.
wherever he goes, he's gonna blow up. And if they give him dog crap, he'll make it into something dope, and people are gonna fall in love with it regardless of what they give him.
Excuse my mouth.
So the persona is on another level, and he's gonna take and do whatever he needs to do with it, so they forced to pay attention.
Right.
It's that old cliche comment when they go, the cream rolls rises to the top.
Right.
He's
Macho
one of those.
said that.
Yep.
Huh?
Macho said that. Side note.
My aunt said that. I doesn't watch wrestling. That's because you're a Macho fan. No.
I didn't say auntie didn't say it, but I'm just saying Macho said it.
She
We're on
also
a
heard
wrestling
it?
podcast.
She also
Wrestling said it.
Okay.
But since you're talking, thank you, Boo.
Yeah.
What's your one up, one down?
I have no downs from NXT. It's all ups for me. And Shayna Baszler versus the Pirate.
Kyrie Sane.
No, the
Jack
Pirate.
Sparrow?
Jack Sparrow, the Pirate.
Yeah.
I like the match. I love the match.
Welcome.
I love the wrestling. It's wrestling. It was a wrestling match. A quality wrestling match.
So can Shayna teach some of them wrestling moves to Ronda or no?
We'll talk about Ronda in a second. We'll talk about Ronda in a
Okay.
second.
Just
I have my
throw that out
opinion.
there.
I have my opinions about Ronda. Now, my favorite match, and a lot of people are over it, was the main event. Johnny Gargano versus Ciampa. And everybody's like, yo, it's been drawn out. The match wasn't as great as the last ones, but it's the whole story that's being told within the match. And by the way, Shawn Michaels has his hands all over that match.
Of course.
All over that.
Of course.
But it's what's being said. It's
Right.
what's being done in that match, and it's what's showing. We keep seeing Johnny's weakness, and that's his emotions. Because the last one, he won that match for the most part,
Right.
and then he saw the ring was missing, and he went left,
Yeah.
ended up losing the match. Once again, he had Ciampa in the right position to win the match.
And he screwed up.
He screwed up, low-key botched,
Right.
and lost the match.
Right.
You can't teach that.
Yeah.
What was done between these four matches and the way it ended, I don't know if they're going to end it off, but amazing. Amazing. I was in love with, I'm in love with this whole feud
Yeah.
because you feel the problems.
Right.
You really are, I'm so invested in, like, they were best friends at each other's weddings, and you're like, yo, damn, this is what happens? Like, God. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love every minute of it.
Yeah.
Now, since I didn't have it down, I'm using all the up because I'm greedy. And we're going to talk about this Ricochet.
And don't know how to follow directions.
Mind your business.
Just saying.
We're guests.
We're guests, and you don't know how to follow directions.
They ain't say nothing. They ain't say nothing.
They ain't got time.
They ain't say nothing.
We ain't got time.
This show's gonna go on for 5 hours.
Last thing. Ricochet
Yeah.
versus
The man.
Adam Cole. I couldn't text anybody.
Baby.
I couldn't text anybody because people kept texting like, yo, hey, are you still there? Blah, blah, blah. Every time I looked down, something happened. I was like, my boy's like, yo, put your phone away. And that's it. Amazing.
Yes.
Get my Poland Spring water.
There you
Shout out
go.
to Poland Spring for the sponsorship.
Always trying to.
Talk about us getting the
We
bag.
always trying to. Oh,
You
no.
getting the bag.
Continuously, every episode, try to get the bag.
I didn't really.
For this?
Can I talk or? I just. You said you were gonna drink your water. Anyway, I didn't have it down either. I thought the show was pretty good.
Copycat.
Well, not pretty. Okay. Well, phenomenal. I'm kind of do the same thing. The tag team match between Undisputed and Mustache Mountain was amazing. Like they started off fire, and then just to follow up Adam Cole and Ricochet, fire match, fire. And like I said before, time and time again, Hunter and all them boys down there are just constantly putting on a show and forcing the main roster to compete with them.
Step up.
Still not
You got to
close.
step up. So.
Still not close.
It's still not close, but you know what I mean?
I had Pancake Power.
That is not his name. We are guys. Like, why do I have to keep reminding you?
I'm rocking the Pancake Power. We dropped the skit
First
today.
of all,
Yesterday and everything.
We didn't call him Pancake Power last night, so no.
Oh,
He got a name.
Like I said,
They
we
need
come on
this
the skit.
bag, right? WWE shop, 25%.
They clearly
off.
already got it if they got shirts.
There you go.
So
Just saying.
for me, I'll follow the last two. There's no down for me because it's NXT. You can't pick it down on NXT. I'm sorry.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Since everybody else talked about all the other matches and details, I'm gonna go with Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler because I'm a big
Wait,
Shayna.
Get
do
the
you have a
soundboard.
soundboard?
Do it.
There you go. You can push the
Boo.
button because I'm not booing myself.
Oh.
I don't know what you think this is.
Boo.
Anyway, so I picked Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane because, like he said, it was a story that was told in the ring. Kairi Sane is amazing in the ring for me, and just watching Shayna Baszler like growing in that ring and the storytelling that she's learned how to do.
Wish
like,
someone else would learn from her.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to
When
it.
she was
Relax.
Just saying.
turning her hand and her leg and stomping on it, like it was just
And you felt the hurt.
right. Like you heard the crowd go like, "Oh my god!" Like don't do it. Don't
Yeah.
like it was just. The storytelling between the two was just amazing. It's better than, to me, in my opinion, it was better than the match that she had with Ember Moon, in a sense.
But yes, because her and Ember Moon didn't really have
Had no
chemistry.
Nope.
Yeah.
So that really wasn't, nobody's fault, to be honest. Some people just ain't got it. You gotta, excuse me?
It's a different conversation.
Clearly just.
Okay, so on that note, what would we rate NXT?
Out of
what?
Out of
It's an A through F
Letter
kind of
grade.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
letter grade.
Oh, it's an A. Hands
A?
down.
yeah,
A minus.
A minus?
I say A.
It's an A.
I'd say about an A as well.
I didn't like the women's match. Sorry.
And I don't remember what the people put, so I'm just going to put it right here.
Okay, so it goes right here. That's
It
fine.
goes right there. This is what the people pick.
Okay.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
So we're moving on to SummerSlam.
Also, every time you guys do letter grades
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
everybody votes or
Yeah, after every show.
copy.
This is
Kinda cool.
This is very interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
We just don't give
We be in our own world.
You're right.
The jobber world.
Just,
But
yeah.
that's what makes y'all great.
Join it.
Right? You have
Storylines. You got
You
storylines
right.
and
Yeah, I really
parties
don't know
and-
no other podcast that got a legit storyline. And we'll, like, follow.
Well, yo, why y'all breaking kayfabe right now? Stop.
Sorry.
Sorry.
SummerSlam.
Turn off your computer screens.
Sorry about that.
Rewind.
SummerSlam,
Two
right?
ups and two downs. Let's start off on this side.
Oh, SummerSlam. Damn, SummerSlam's long.
Yeah.
A 2-hour pre-show.
So do you want to do one up, one down on this one as well, since this is all of us here?
Yeah, let's do one
Oh,
up.
yeah,
Let's do
that's
one up.
fine. Yeah, because we all might pick something different.
My biggest up was the Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Boo.
Very, very well booked. You're a hater. You don't like either one of them.
I do like Brock.
He's also a
Thank
hater.
you.
I do like Brock.
No, but
I always said I never minded Brock being champion. I never had no issue with that whatsoever.
Thank you.
No, it was a well booked. It was a well booked.
No,
match.
it was well booked.
So I enjoyed the match in general, and my
3 moves to doom.
every top star only does like 5 moves.
Exactly.
Why
but-
do people
exactly?
argue with
I mean, that's not my
No,
argument.
my thing is, it was 3 moves the entire match.
Have you seen
Okay.
a Rock versus Stone Cold match?
It was 3 moves
I
the entire
mean-
match.
I mean, it's
It's
like
like-
you said, it's the top wrestlers
Don't
gonna have.
talk because when I said last week about the rock bottom, oh no, the people's elbow, you lost.
It's fire.
It's not.
It's
That
Whoa, time out. Time out.
It's not.
The most
my-
electrifying move in sports entertainment.
Well, that's not the
sitting
most.
back
That's
on
not
this
the
one.
most.
It's
It's
not.
the people's elbow is the most electrifying move.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Oh, you said the people's elbow. I thought you said rock bottom.
No, I took it back. I was like, rock bottom is okay because it's an actual wrestling move.
Yeah, no. I mean, when you look back at it, I love The Rock is my favorite wrestler ever, but the people's elbow is kind of like
No,
it's
it
just
was
the
a
elbow.
joke at first because they did it in a house
It's
show.
not. No, it's not
Yeah.
at first. It
Became one.
was
No,
just.
it was never a
No,
joke.
didn't
It
be-
was a part of the gimmick.
Yeah.
And then it was the most electrifying
Exactly.
move in sports entertainment.
Exactly.
We just argued.
Anyways,
we ain't got time.
like I
One
said
up.
before,
You one up.
that was my one up. Disrespect.
Whatever.
Look at you.
Keep the same energy,
Look at
bro.
you.
That's all I'm saying. Don't come at Blue about talking about moves.
Wow.
One down. Thank you, John.
Okay. My down is Ronda versus Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
And this
Applaud that man.
and
Applaud that man.
Yeah.
it's nothing against Ronda, nothing against Bliss, but you made Ronda look
not gonna do that.
way too strong
Yeah.
in that match. Now I know she's the most dangerous woman in the world,
Debatable.
and you're trying to push that brand, but the disrespect you did to Alexa and the women's division. Relax.
Don't.
Okay.
You get your turn. You get your turn,
Okay.
Miss Blue.
Okay.
Um,
Did you just call me Miss Blue?
He sure did.
yeah.
I was confused about that. Like,
I was
what?
very too. I was.
I was trying to move on.
Okay.
I was trying to move on
It like stuck on the wall, and I was just like,
Yeah, I was like, wait.
all right.
because she's here, so I was like Miss Blue. And I was like, you know what? Whatever.
This saves the mic.
She
The
got her
mic
own
threw you off.
name.
Yeah, whatever. So I didn't like the way they booked that match. And how strong Ronda looked throughout that. Like, it was ridiculously overpowering. So, you do that to your champ. Who's going to fight her now?
Yeah.
And how are they going to look?
Because
that-
like, what if Ronda pulls a Brock? Then are we gonna criticize?
Yep. Exactly.
Are people gonna be? Are they gonna still be on her side? Like,
I
questions.
didn't like it. I understood it, but I didn't like it. And that was my only real problem with SummerSlam, actually. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm up next.
you up next. I'm looking at you.
Okay.
Dude. Y'all so aggressive.
This is why I picked it back so I could just avoid the crossfire.
I mean, I was just sitting to sit.
So my one up.
Oh, such
So we have the SmackDown Women's Championship match, and we discussed this. You and Tatiana, shout out to her.
Shout out to Tati and P2.
Yes,
say the
also
full-
I
Haven
can't say
as
the
well.
full name.
You can't say the full. I mean, you
No, I'm good.
a couple
P2,
times.
you
Right,
know what
P2.
it is.
right. Shout out to Haven as well. But we discussed this on you guys' show.
About boring Becky.
Correct.
And how a heel turn is still not going to make me change my mind that she's boring.
Well, listen, I marked out because Blue swears I hate Charlotte. I really don't. I just don't care for her put. I don't. I really don't hate Charlotte. I just hate her push. I think
Why
it's
do you hate her push?
because again,
First of all, no. Watch the Big Four on the Jabba Teams Podcast YouTube page
Plug
and
it
find
in.
out.
right.
But you're an AJ fan.
Wait, whoa, time out. What's wrong with AJ?
What does
I'm
that have
not
to
saying
do?
nothing's wrong with AJ.
I'm confused with
I'm
what.
not saying nothing wrong
Okay,
with AJ.
He
so
was
run it-
talking about
so-
on the same line of it being pushed.
It's the same
Okay.
type of push.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
What's the
Wait,
difference?
wait. Okay, we're all right. Hold on. Let me get to my point as to why I feel she's
Get to your
overplayed.
point. Get to your
And
point.
then cannot.
I mean,
Okay.
AJ got over like 10,
Right.
15 years of experience.
Right.
To
Charlotte
be
was
fair.
Charlotte was instantly pushed because of her last name. Right. 1, 2. Her whole
That's
her whole,
debatable.
her whole gimmick. Her when it comes down to her music, her outfit. It's her father. Her move.
Okay, but
It's
if
her
we're gonna keep that same energy, then it needs to be spoke about Natalia too.
But see, I don't have. I agree.
There's a difference
she-
though, like because Natalia is not 7-time champion in
No,
2 years.
but there's no difference though. Like if we're talking about calling a spade, like
I understand it, but that's my whole point. We boo Roman because he's so overpushed, but
I'm not
essentially,
booing Roman.
I'm
not saying
booing.
you.
I am.
But
I am.
the
But
majority,
that's not why.
the majority of people boo Roman because they feel he's.
But y'all love AJ.
So with that said,
Well, I'm gonna get there.
Charlotte's overpushed. There's other women wrestlers that are way better. Yeah,
Who's way
obviously.
better?
Come on.
First of all, y'all gonna make me talk
All
about
right.
the Big Four. We're not gonna talk about how Naomi won the first ever Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
And
Hasn't gotten a
done
title
anything.
title shot.
Hasn't done anything.
Crickets. You
Okay.
got down the soundboard?
Yes, I do.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm not just that. I like that one.
That one.
I like that
You got to
one.
give him the app.
Yeah.
So, on that note, it was time for Becky to do what she had to do, right? That wasn't her Charlotte's match, right? It was Becky and
So
Carmella.
you're literally saying Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Because every time you say Becky, I'm
You
thinking
think
of,
about Becky with the good hair?
yeah, Becky with the good hair from the Beyonce song. So I kept thinking like, which
You
Becky?
weren't familiar there was a wrestler named Becky Lynch?
I knew there was
Because
a Becky.
she's so boring that he don't
No.
know.
I keep you keep referring Charlotte as Becky.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's why I kept saying
Yo, you're wild ignorant for that, but okay.
very
see where you
ignorant.
was
I
going.
apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
It's okay. So, Becky, I marked out when she gave it to Charlotte. That's why my voice is like this on top of the Shield coming out. But, yeah. And I even started a You Deserve It chant, so I was very proud of that.
Good.
I applaud
very
that.
very proud of that.
Always good when you start your own chant.
I was super proud of that, and that was my one-up, right?
Yeah.
My one-down, I agree with Rhonda and Alexa. Everyone who knows me, I'm not the biggest Alexa Bliss fans. I think she's another one that's...
Clearly.
I think that's another woman that is overpushed. That was a very weak match.
Who should be pushed?
Okay, now that's a trick question.
We'll get to that. We got to say.
Yeah, so it was...
Go ahead.
Let me finish my point.
Not bad.
Yeah, I just think it was a quick, sloppy match just to give Ronda the belt. So that might have been my down. Also, Finn, too, real quick. Just Finn.
Wasting 4 hours of paint job.
Just for a 2-3 minute match. I was hyped when the Demon came out, but,
Definitely a waste of time.
it was a waste of time.
He should have definitely walked around Brooklyn with that paint all night long. That's crazy.
So,
Oh, my go? You go? You want to go? I want to go?
Rock, paper, scissors again?
Sure.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You go.
there you go.
All right, so my one up is going to go to AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. And
Mark?
you're damn right.
Wow. That was aggressive.
You're damn right.
Wild
Because
aggressive.
that match,
Bullet Club?
yep, definitely right.
Put my headphones on. I gotta hear this.
You're going to hear it when you get the file.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was a match for me because just the investment of their emotions. And like the match was great and it carried on and it was going back and forth. You didn't know where it was going.
Joe is awesome.
It was going off.
Nasty.
Joe
And
is awesome.
when he jumped on that mic while he was standing on that announcer
Who's your
table,
daddy?
it was
Shoot down
like
the soundboard.
your daddy's not gonna be coming home, but I could be a daddy, and that set AJ off like that.
I was like, yes, you can be my daddy.
PG. It's a
Sorry.
PG podcast.
So
That's
before
not
I go to
a
my
movie.
down,
That's how she
what
feels.
is this thing with you and AJ?
I have nothing against AJ.
Would you say he's overpushed?
I'm not saying he's overpushed. I'm just saying he's being pushed the same way Charlotte's being pushed.
No.
What's the difference?
He only has 2 title reigns to her 7, and they've been in the same company for the same amount of time.
How long has he been champion so far?
For almost a year.
That's a long
That
time.
I agree.
That's a long time.
I said
But
that
in
last
the-
week's episode
when we
that
had-
I think it's time for him to drop the belt just
And
to see
my
what
thing
someone else can
was-
do with it
They definitely not letting him drop it until
because of
this
the 2K thing. Exactly.
And my thing is that there's no pleasing everybody because when the title gets passed around, people's like, oh, why happened to long reigns? Somebody's having a decent reign with decent matches with everybody that he's going against.
But the man
now
said,
it's a problem.
But the
and
man
they
has
need to
had
drop
it,
it.
But he's had it for
For
almost
over
a
a
year.
year.
Almost a year.
But
Is
that's
it
my
almost
point.
a year?
It's
or over?
232 or 237.
But
I
that's
mean, but it's the same people that talk about Brock,
Right,
and
exactly.
that falls on deaf ears.
I've kept in the same energy, keeping the same edge with
As
it.
you
That's
should.
what I'm saying. But that's my thing is like everybody complains about titles being passed around like hot potato. This guy is carrying it and having quality matches with all his opponents, and it's still a problem. When are you happy?
I'm just saying you got to keep that same energy
When
with
it comes-
AJ. Because, okay, she's been, what is it, 7 times?
7 times.
So
in
they
2
wasn't
years.
even including the Divas reign, but
Now
now
they're
they're starting to
including the
include
Divas
it.
reign. So it's 7 years.
It's technically 6. I'm
Seven,
giving it
not
6.
7 years, 7 championships.
7
Yeah,
championships.
it's basically the equivalent of him being there for 200. Because
Nope.
technically speaking,
Her SmackDown, her Raw reigns together is like how she had both of those for mad long.
I mean, but granted, 2 of those I feel like reigns on Raw was hot potato between her and Sasha.
right.
Yeah.
But again, so
So-
him having this time, he's not gonna have the title again for a while. After
you know
this,
that?
How do you know?
How you know
You
that?
are
because
right.
they're gonna
You-
pass it off to probably Samoa Joe.
As they should.
They're gonna pass. They have other components on SmackDown to use. They're not like Raw.
But the thing is, everyone knows Raw is very top heavy. So
Right.
it's the fact that people could go through so like AJ and Rusev, AJ
Shinsuke.
and Nakamura, which sleep Sleep Fest
That was Nakamura's
2018.
It was Nakamura's fault.
It was both of
fault.
their.
It
No,
was
it was both of
WWE's
their fault.
It was WWE's fault.
No, it was Nakamura's
No, it was
fault.
no, it was both of their.
It was
fault.
Nakamura for the first two fell off really hard, and then we got bored. Then he finally picked it up later after
Mania.
Towards the end of the feud.
And at that point, I didn't care.
And nobody cared about it
So
anymore.
here's the thing: the reason why it's WWE's fault is because WWE told them to tone it down.
Did you say WWE shop?
Then I said WWE's fault
You gotta stop correcting her. Don't
I
make
said
him feel
WWE's
bad.
fault. Because they
I'm
told him
gonna
to tone
be
it
over
down.
You think they told him to tone it down?
They told him to tone it down.
He probably toned it down.
No, they told those two to tone it down so they won't outshine everything else on the card at WrestleMania.
But besides that, the whole feud in general was.
They told them to tone it down.
For the entire feud?
But-
They told them to tone it down.
I mean, but
I didn't like. Yeah, that was my.
The
yeah.
watered down version still was gonna be better than anything else, and it just staled out.
Right.
They kept it for
they
too
did too
long.
long. They did it too long. I admit that. Like, they did that. Shinsuke and AJ. Shinsuke, if they was going to let him have a win. But having 4 matches for him to lose all 4 didn't make no sense.
Yeah, and that was my issue with it.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Because you're not showing any strength within Shinsuke.
Right, and I agree with that.
And then on that note, though, so now how do we build main eventers if you're going to constantly keep the title on one person?
Exactly.
And
Because
that's
the next
issue.
person that finally beats them, that person gets the
Correct.
clout.
Correct. They get the clout, but then back in the Attitude Era, I'm always bringing that up. You had
Oh,
multiple.
we always talk about it too.
You have multiple main eventers that one person can carry the belt for 2-3 months or what have you. Nowadays, we don't have that, and that's the issue.
But back then, people had that attitude without the title. So when they touched the title, it added to the title.
Correct, but we're not doing anything with the superstars.
So don't blame the person that's holding the title or the title. Blame the writers.
No one's not blaming.
I mean, but
AJ.
everyone just has to take accountability for their part in the situation. Like,
Right.
At the end of the day, everyone's gonna know that SmackDown automatically is gonna be a smaller brand. So ideally, it's not gonna be enough people to roll around and get in the ring and do stuff like that, or be on TV every week and blase.
Right.
But I think that's why I wasn't mad about Brock being champion, because if Brock's not on TV, then that kind of in a way forces you to watch SmackDown, to watch an actual fighting champion and enjoy that. I don't think it's nothing wrong with a long title reign, but I'm ready for Joe to win. So
I don't either, because with CM Punk, right? He was a face and a heel. That was, at least for me, captivating. His whole
but
title
I
reign.
just think that was just the time in wrestling, and I think as wrestling fans, we always forget there are different time periods of wrestling fans, like where you have an Attitude Era, where you can have a champion on Raw the next day, and then Mick Foley wins the title on Raw the following week. Like we're in a time where you can't really do those things, or you're not sure which way you're gonna want to do it. There's multiple reasons. I mean, I personally hate the fact that we're in a wrestling world where rumors and spoilers happen. Yeah. Like, as a kid, I didn't know what was happening on Raw.
Yep.
I didn't know what was going to happen on
Until
any
Eric
show.
Bischoff said something.
Yeah, until WCW shot themselves in the foot. But that's what I miss about being a genuine wrestling fan, is that idea of holding the spoiler. So, like, when someone tries to hit me with a spoiler, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. Don't hit me with it.
And you know what I love? I see Vince is catching on now with that. Because a couple of pay-per-views, we thought it was going to go one way.
Oh, Mania?
And it went.
They changed in the middle of the match.
And it went left.
But I think
They did that a few times.
I think that's kind of always been Vince. Like, he'll obviously change the script. Audible.
He will call audible, but I think it's more prevalent now.
Okay.
Because of what she just said.
Yeah.
And it's forced them to keep the things fresh.
Social media, as much as we love it, and it helps, our brand and WWE's brand, it's a gift and a curse. It's like, if I'm, like, for instance, and that's, I guess, the little downfall with NXT, with Ciampa became champion, we were recording, and people were, like, watching the live feed and telling us, Ciampa is the new NXT champion. We were like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean?
Yep.
That's why SmackDown started going live. Remember, you used to be recording
Yeah.
on Tuesday, and then
And
on
then
Thursday?
it made no sense to watch it on Thursday because we already knew what was going to happen.
And that was before, like, social media.
Yeah.
That was like the message boards on online. That was back in the day.
That's
Wrestling.com.
So we'll,
That's back in the day.
Y'all.
right.
You a couple of
My down would be Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. I feel like that just hurt Kevin Owens all the way.
God,
like that was just
Kevin got this 5-year deal. He got money.
Like, but my thing is, like, they could do so much more with Kevin, man.
Let Kevin win the Royal Rumble next year. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
They're
Let him sit
not
on
even
it.
gonna do that. Like that's my problem. He could
It
have.
was a squash,
It was a
right?
squash. It lasted 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, yo, you added an hour to the show to have 2 matches that lasted 3 minutes.
I mean, but everybody gotta realize when you go to a wrestling show, you gotta have a match that's intense and you gotta have a cool down match.
Correct.
That's just what it is.
Correct. But I agree in the sense with Kevin Owens. Like, I don't know what they do. Ever since the move to Raw, his character has been.
They ain't got nothing.
They got nothing
They
for
ain't got
him.
nothing for him.
You know?
I also think they're using him as a utility player.
to pick up the other.
Yeah, so
He's an audible. So
because
because I'm gonna throw you in this.
like he's one of those guys that you put him in any situation,
He's gonna go.
He's
out.
gonna flourish.
adapt. Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we need to put Braun in a program. All right, Kevin, come over here because we have to make Braun look strong, but we gotta make him look good at the same time.
Right.
And we need somebody to do this. How many people can actually do that and not hurt themselves?
Right.
So Kevin's like one of the few people that can do it and willing to do it.
Right.
You signed that 5-year contract. Vince
That's
owns
what I'm
you
saying.
now.
You locked in.
You
So
locked in.
Guess what, bro? You gonna do what you gotta do.
And he does it well.
So what do we?
Does oh
No,
wait, it's my
one
turn.
more, one down right here.
Me.
She trying to cut your mic.
She was.
I was no.
Like,
Typical,
I
typical.
apologize. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Do what?
My up, actually, I'm going to say was the SmackDown Women's Championship match with Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Carmella.
That's your up.
I think that the outcome, because I actually did not see Charlotte winning. I actually thought Carmella was gonna hold it, and
Right.
but I still
Same.
thought
Yep.
that the whole Charlotte and Becky feud
We'll come to it.
would still have been going. So I was actually rather, and I like being surprised. Like for
Yeah.
me, being surprised, I take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
So Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Carmella.
Carmella held her own. I feel
Yo,
like.
Carmella is like, I don't care. Carmella's dope.
I think
Like
I love
she's a
Mella.
dope heel. She can work the mic.
She stepped it up
She
tremendously.
like if
when
you
she
look
came
back from the beginning, like when she was in NXT and then when she first got called up, like people gotta realize the growth in certain people without. And if you hate her, then she's doing her job.
her job.
Period. Like the fact that, and we'll talk about it with SmackDown, the fact that a heel can come out and you're getting cheered. You're not doing the right thing. It's not working.
Yeah.
The down for me, honestly, is the Cruiserweight Championship match. Cedric Alexander and Drew Gulak. I like Drew Gulak. I think Cedric Alexander is so stale. I mean,
Yes.
I'm all for black excellence.
Yes.
But y'all, you already know who I think should be the next Cruiserweight champion.
Mustafa Ali.
No.
Oh, Buddy Murphy.
That too, yes, but who else? Who do we
Leo Rush?
Who do we watch on Instagram Live?
Oh, Leo Rush.
Leo Rush.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
those are all.
I
think,
will
pretty good
say,
choices.
like
I think Buddy Murphy's better than him right now.
Yes.
As
Like
is-
honestly,
He's
the
dope.
top,
He's
the
super
one of
dope.
the best matches 205 Live had this year was Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight title, and it never gets recognized, and no one ever talks about it.
Buddy Murphy versus
Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali was better, I think.
that was even better.
Like even 205 Live, like yesterday when it was like him and Tony Nese versus the Lucha, whoever
House
they
Party.
want to be, that's annoying. But like I love Buddy Murphy. I
He
think
has a personality.
he definitely has to come up. But I'm just, I want better for the Cruiserweight. I think now, see, that's how I feel when I think of Cedric Alexander Sally.
Blue, you already know how I feel about him too. So it's the same thing. I think he's boring.
It's just,
he
it's just
has
like
no
some
personality.
snooze fest.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if Drew Gulak chew and spit you out on the mic,
Yeah.
and you're the champion,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
He puts on great matches.
Great, like phenomenal,
but
athletic guy, but
he's
for me, I need a character. I need meat. I don't just need sides.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
That's a great way of putting it.
thank you.
So what do we?
What are
You're not gonna give her credit for that?
SummerSlam?
No, because you made a face.
SummerSlam.
How would you grade it?
I give it a B minus B. No, B.
B for B team. Go, go,
Oh
go.
my God.
B team.
B team. Go, go, go.
I'll
B.
give it a B minus only because it did better than I thought it would, even though I didn't like the results.
Okay.
But you realize the results is them being able to stretch out storylines. And then we complain that storylines are cut short.
Nah,
Just
yeah,
saying.
but
I agree with that.
Just saying.
You said B,
some,
right? We
yeah,
said B.
Yeah,
I,
B.
I
We
said
got
B
B.
minus,
No, I wasn't sorry. Sorry.
Give it a B plus.
and the people said that right there.
I like this whole, like, whatever that's going to be.
It's right there.
That's
It's
hilarious.
right there.
I see it.
You saw it?
It's there.
He's like, what? So we're moving on to Raw, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do 2 up, 2 down, or 1 up, 1
Yeah,
down?
keep it one.
We could do one. It's
One.
fine. It's a lot of us here. It's a lot of matches.
Okay, so who's gonna go first?
Let's start off with the person we ended off with.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
My
Look at him working traffic.
down, I know.
I have some experience
It
in
feels
this.
so good
I have
that
some experience in this.
They- You have
I'm
the
not,
mic.
yeah, that it's not me.
And you can just sit, talk your
I know.
stuff.
Yeah, which is what I actually miss sometimes.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
When it was me and you going at it, people were loving it.
My energy was too high, bro.
Your energy is high all the time. Anyway,
You cutting it out of time.
my down once again is this whole like, and I get people are huge fans of Ronda, but I'm just not on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, my question to everyone watching on the live feed and to who's going to be watching is like, when is Ronda going to have an actual wrestling match? Like a whole bunch of arm drags and you breaking
Judo
some
flips.
and you breaking somebody's arm that's flexible and it's not really believable, but cool story. I just want a real wrestler. Like, I want better for her at this point. Like, it's not even on some, like, I don't like the character or whatever, or the persona. Like, Ronda's going to always be a draw because of who she is. Point blank, period. But as a wrestling fan, I want to see actual wrestling moves. Like, if Stephanie McMahon can do a pedigree, Ronda, I'm going to need you to step it up. Like, I'm going to need something.
Remember the time when they told us that there would be no special treatments and she'd be coming in like everybody else and be there every
Yeah,
Monday?
and then Loki got a title match, and I understood why, because they didn't want to keep off of the pay-per-view, which was cool, which is why Alexa Cash and the Money in the Bank got it, copy. But the fact that you won your title,
Third match.
like, 4 months after you signed your contract, and that's not a push. That's not a...
That's
Definitely
a push.
All right.
Definitely a push.
And then my up honestly is actually the reunion of the Shield. I will say that, and you guys might piggyback off of that. Just that whole segment, to be honest, like being there live in dead center on camera. Hashtag I did it for the first time. It just was like electrifying. It was like one of those moments, like an out of body experience, because you kind of like, once again, you kind of knew, but you didn't know. Like,
I had no idea.
Finn, we
Neither
thought
did
was
I.
going, honestly, it came to a point in the match where you thought Finn was going to get that 1, 2, 3, and he didn't. And then here we go with the whole Superman punch and the whole spear, and you're using the same moves like XOXO on the PlayStation, controller thing. So, but just, and then Braun coming out and him walking slowly to the ring, and then him getting in the ring, and then trying to attempt to cash in, and then literally echo, like, the Shield music came on. Literally, I turned around because I thought they were going to come from the stands.
I did the same thing.
So I
like this
literally
way.
was
Everybody
in my
did.
section like, wait, where's Dean Ambrose?
Everybody
Wait, because that's
did.
who I care about.
Yeah.
So I literally looking around me, and then they came on the stage. It was that moment, and I should have known, because in the crowd, like during commercial, they played the promo for the Shield DVD.
Yep.
And I should have known, because I was like, that's weird.
Yep.
Why would they play that?
Yep.
Like, first of all, don't nobody really buy DVDs though, but I used to back in the day. But I'm like,
You can catch
You
on
can
the
watch it on
WWE
the network.
Yeah.
Stream it.
Yeah.
so the Shield actually, like, just being there and feeling that energy, like, it definitely was like a Raw. It was like that Raw after Mania feel.
Yeah.
So that alone for me was the up.
Let's go in a circle. Let's start with
I agree
Jenna,
with.
baby.
Thank you. I agree with both.
That's
with
the
both of
number
your
one
up, your 1 up and 1 down. It's just like this whole thing with Ronda. I'm a fan of her. I like it. I know she can improve. I know she can improve a whole lot more.
No, it was the core.
She can improve, obviously, in the ring. I applaud her work ethic. She
shows up. I give
She
her that.
shows up. She's willing to work hard and
She's
learn.
humble. She understands.
She's humble. So
It's great.
yeah,
But
cool story.
yeah,
Right. But on that note, again, like I know I sound like a broken record. There's other women that's more deserving, and I just to notice that whole ceremony thing, and it just
that was fake. Like, I was just
it
saying,
was like it, not even the fact that it was fake. I was like, where I was sitting, I could see Sasha and Bailey's face. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And Ember Moon's face on my side.
Yeah, but not even just Ember Moon, but Sasha and Bailey. Like, you know,
did you not see their faces when they hugged in the ring? Like, Ember Moon's side-eyed is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
That, and then again, going back to Sasha and Bailey, they had, you guys noticed their gear, right? It was a mashup of their Takeover gear. So the fact that they didn't even have that moment, and then like you had told me, right? You text me like they used Rhonda to mention that moment. Yeah. You know, their Takeover moment, and it's like, this is who we're using to speak for the women now. You know, and
this is the spokesperson that has only been wrestling for 2.5 seconds.
Exactly. So that was, it was a down. It was like bittersweet type thing. You know what I mean?
It was whack. It was lame.
And my up, obviously, was the reunion of the Shield.
Hey, you got the shirt on.
I have a shirt on. But, yeah, like, I marked out for that, too. That definitely killed my voice. And it was just like you said. There was the mentioning of the DVD, and we were all looking at it like,
yeah, like, at first I didn't pay it no mind. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, because they had also mentioned Macho Man's DVD. So I was just thinking, like, oh, you know, they just rolling through DVDs.
Right.
But then after the show, I said, and then when you walked out of the arena, they already selling merch.
That's what I was like.
Like, so y'all telling me y'all had boxes of shirts in the back.
Yo,
and
Vince moves fast,
but
B.
he does. And you know what? I'm gonna applaud him because a lot of times I critique Vince, but that's the only way Roman gets cheered, right? When the Shield comes out.
No, they're still not cheering him. They're cheering the ideal of the Shield.
And that's what I'm saying, right?
But let Roman step out by himself.
Correct. Obviously. Nope. There were some people that were cheering for him, like me, myself. I was cheering for him. But
I had that moment where I didn't know whether to cheer or just like, I was like, Dean, never mind.
I was there. I was like, I sat there with a mad face, like, I want to be happy, but I can't.
But it was
right. Like, I'm like, oh, this cash-in would have been great.
Regardless, it was definitely a dope moment, and I think we all obviously love the Shield and what they do. So that was my one up.
And on to you.
Okay, so I really didn't have no ups. I thought it was a solid show altogether, but it was nothing like eye-popping. And the reason why I say it because, okay, so first...
Because you wasn't there. No shade, bro.
Nah, but...
Because you wasn't there.
I did get hyped for the Shield, but then I was like, I see what you guys are doing. Like,
you trying to okie doke me. That's not
like, I woke up the next morning, I was like... Because at this point...
You did this before.
Yeah, you did this. It's the second time you guys did this, and... At this point, we're all like analysis now, like opinions when it comes to sports wrestling. You start really, really dissecting things that are a little different from a regular wrestling fan. So I woke up next morning, I was like, yo, y'all got me. I was dumb hype. I was jumping up and down in my living room. My neighbor was knocking on top of the thing like, yo, boy, stop.
Like, relax.
And I was like, oh, y'all got everybody.
But isn't that the point, though? Aren't you supposed to write a show like that where you're supposed to be like on edge or
you swerved? They swerved us.
It was
we got swerved,
and that's what it used. The product used to be so good when you can do that,
and it was good. It was good, but I didn't give you the props.
Okay,
I ain't give you the full props.
What I am going to give you the props of is now you're going to make Braun the superest baby face in America off of that,
and it worked. And no, he's going to his face.
He's going to be the baby. He's going to be the whitest baby face there is. On Raw.
So what's the Shield or Roman?
The Shields
are going to be heels.
It's going to be tweeners.
Nah, they're going to be heels.
They're too over. They're way too over. That pop because
it was high five and leaving.
So like like.
But that's how they were together even in the beginning.
They were tweeners even in the beginning too.
They're not going to be faces.
No, they weren't tweeners in the beginning. They were straight up heels.
They came in as heels, and then within like 2 months, they were over.
All right, after that whole spiel with Taker and then power behind Taker, then they became tweeners. Because I was like, what y'all not going to do is y'all going to only Taker like this.
And then I'm looking at the whole situation. I was like, yo, in the beginning, so y'all were booing him.
Oh, boo the crap.
He came out in his typical opening segment, and everybody was booing him. Then that Shield came out. That pop. It probably was even more crazy at Barclays.
Yeah, no.
Because I heard that pop at my crib. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And everybody's going crazy. And I was like, yo.
And that's my point. Keep that same energy. No one hated Roman when he was in the Shield. What?
No, yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You one of those people that hate
Same
him.
energy.
Okay. Not everyone has
You
the
didn't
same
care for
energy.
him. I don't think you hate him. You didn't
No,
care for him.
no. Let's be very clear. So that's the thing. Everyone thinks I hate Roman. I don't. I'm at the point where I really just don't care what you do either way, because that moment of when you could have turned him heel, quote unquote, y'all missed that boat more than once.
After Mania?
Way out, like, just period. Like, there were so many opportunities that WWE had to really take this guy to a whole, like, honestly, a level, and they missed the boat more than once.
And that was the problem with Roman.
And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I actually don't care what y'all do with him.
Right.
Like, it's whatever.
They haven't defined him as a person.
It is, bro. It's like 5 years later. Like,
but I'm just saying, it's like, you look at all three members of the Shield. All three members of the Shield, you can kind of know who their character is.
What position they play.
What position they play, and how you can, like, oh, I like him because of this. I like him because of that. Like, Roman, for the most part, when you hear him, it's like, well, I like him. And most women are like, oh, I like him because he's cute. That's it.
Yeah, all right.
And so you never can, can relate to him. He's not relatable.
Correct.
In any type of way.
Okay.
You can never, you don't like him as...
And that was the thing with Austin. Like, Austin was relatable because he showed that struggle, that, like, blue, white-collar struggle that everybody, to this day still can relate to.
Yeah. And the reason why The Rock, because it was like, he was just like this larger-than-life figure, and you're like, yo...
That's what I want to
Yeah.
do.
I want to be like Mike.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Roman is, at this point...
Roman is Roman.
They never developed him.
Enough.
His persona.
He's
And
still
I
Shield.
agree.
Yeah, he's still and
He's
look
still
at
Roman
him.
from
He
Shield.
still wears the same outfit.
Oh, man, we can't talk about
He never developed. He never developed. And you're like, you look at the whole thing. You're like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
Yo, what are you doing?
But honestly, I don't mind that he's still Shield, but I really think he should, like you said, they missed the mark when they should have made him heel.
But when he goes heel, he develops as a character.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
And that's right, because regardless of him, the development never happened. He never pushed forward as a babyface like this, like something more than
Odds
just
against.
than what it is. And the thing is, I said so many times on my podcast, I will never
our podcast.
You guys' podcast.
Relax.
Uh-oh.
Yes, our podcast.
Okay, clear for the viewers at home.
So
it's their podcast.
Yeah, so
I got you.
Who can feel sorry for him?
No one.
What man will feel sorry for Roman? You were 6'something", you chiseled, and you got
then,
long locks.
And then on top of that,
I'm bald. You're not.
No, but then on top of that, then
You're
now
chiseled.
you got two of your homeboys coming out and saving you.
And save me. So I never can. You can't feel sorry for him. So that whole feeling sorry for him, you
The
gotta cut that
sympathy
out.
card went out the window.
So
2-3 years ago.
and that's my whole thing. Now my other thing I had
down.
my other thing I had an issue with.
Oh, I thought you was going to take it down.
Yeah, I'm going into it.
Oh, okay.
So thank you.
I'm quarterbacking. I got you.
You really are.
Wait, what quarterback? Like Jets or Giants?
I don't watch football, so I'm just going to.
What?
Yeah. I'm just
Okay.
quarterbacking.
What do you like besides
Switzerland,
wrestling?
like you said.
What do you like besides wrestling?
Basketball
Oh.
and soccer, aka football.
You playing point? Playing point?
Yeah, I play point guard.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so that's...
I'm
He used quarterback, so I was like,
cut
wait.
to the basket right now. Let me get them.
I got you.
All right, cool. So I had no problem with Ronda's segment, but Ronda is not charismatic at all,
No, boring.
and that's my
In the
only issue with her.
Boring.
And I understand the money behind it, of why you pushing it, because so before doing the viewing parties, you start getting you see the business side of WWE a lot.
Right.
So before we didn't have to pay for the pay-per-views, we streamed on the network.
Right.
Just recently, we got hit with if you don't stop paying for pay-per-views, you about to get this this ticket for about $5,000. So with bars right now, they have a package where you pay for the pay-per-view. It's
Right.
like it's not as expensive as it used to be. So what I'm getting to, when they sent me the proposal, the promotion for it, there was like, WWE is back. Wrestling is mainstream again. They have characters like Ronda Rousey. That was the first person that they put on the promotional thing for us when we had to work out whatever deal we had to work out. And she's money.
Right.
Point blank. Now I get that part of why you put in the middle. You have her being the face of the female division. My only issue, Shorty has no character. She's not charismatic, and it's annoying because when she talks in the mic, it's borderline cringeworthy. Because I'm just like, yo, what am I watching? It's like a 5-year-old who's nervous in front of people, like, and you know, ever seen a spelling bee?
Right.
And they get up there.
Then you just start naming people to save you.
Yeah, and it's like, where you going with this? And I know they wrote this for you, because they did, because you can't do it yourself. And that's my only issue, because the whole face of your division is not charismatic. I give another example when she was, I think it was E. It was when Nia challenged her.
Yeah.
To a match.
When they did that kind of face-off thing.
Oh, my God. That was
horrible.
horrible,
Nia,
yeah.
And you know I love Nia. But I'm gonna keep the same energy, though.
Yeah.
She's worse than Nia, and that says something.
Yeah.
Because she was like, because Nia was like, all right, let's do this match. And she's like, okay, I don't think I'm worthy for... Yo.
That would have been your moment. Be like, yeah, I'll see you in the ring.
Yeah, like on some,
Facts.
you're the baddest woman in the world.
Yeah.
Show that persona.
Debatable.
Like Mike Tyson, you know, when Mike Tyson was in the ring, he's like, "Oh, word, like,
Yeah.
you want this?" And then, you know, he started.
So you guys didn't like her promo? I thought this was better than her. I'm not saying it was like the best thing ever, but I thought it was better than what she was doing.
If you start
She's
at a
out
0
here
and you're at a 1,
She out here using lifelines. Like, she just started naming people around her because she saw them.
True.
She was like, Natalia, Sasha,
Bailey.
Yeah.
Bailey,
Yeah.
it wasn't. There was no.
all of you guys.
Yeah.
And everybody knows I talk about on our podcast all the time. I'm about character. I'm about the charisma.
Figured it out.
I'm about. We are entertainment. Entertain me. The
Like,
ring
you
is
don't
one
want to
thing.
sound like it's the VMAs and you saying your acceptance speech. Because
Yeah.
that's what that sounded.
That's
That's
what
what
it
that
was.
was.
And that's my only issue. I don't mind her being the face because she's making money.
Yeah.
And she helps everybody in the industry because if she does well, we do well.
Right.
More people gonna start watching wrestling, and I understand that part of the game. But Shorty Doo-Wop cannot speak on the mic. Chill, like get Paul Heyman involved or something.
No, she
And
don't
I-
need Paulie.
This is what I said. For his next client, maybe he can work with it.
He has to. Somebody has to. Because I remember when Brock was champion. He cut a promo after he won the title the next day.
First of all, his promo when he was in UFC, like when he was just in UFC, I was like, oh, all right, bro.
Okay.
No, it was bad.
No, I
When
thought it
Brock
was great.
first came?
Oh, when he first came.
When Brock first came to the
He
to
developed.
the E,
He
he was talking to Mike like he was like, yeah, I just won the championship. Like I'm gonna share that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it, and it was one of the worst promos I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But it came a long way. Ronda's developing in the ring.
No, she's not. But continue.
She's slowly developing in the ring. By the
No,
end of
she's
the
not.
day,
Continue.
no, she's developing in the ring.
No, she's not. All right, Blue. One up, one down.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with my one up. I'm gonna agree with the table here. I'm gonna go with the Shields reunion. I know it's kind of surprising since I'm not a big fan of Roman.
Neither am I, so it's okay.
Yeah, when it was happening,
It's cool.
and it's like everybody there. I was at the arena when it was happening. Braun came out. First of all, when Finn was having his match, and then it looked like Roman was gonna win again. I was happy that Braun music hit because okay, this sets up
That
something
pop?
different.
Oh, boy.
So then when Finn almost won with the coup de grace, I was like, oh snap! They got me for a second. Like I thought Finn actually had a chance. Like, he was
Yeah.
gonna take the title and run through the audience and be gone on CM Punk type joint. So I was like, all right. But when Roman won, and then Braun got a ring, I'm like, everybody. I looked at the clock. I'm like,
There was a mad time. It's like, when you basketball and you got like
mad
40
time.
seconds left.
Right.
That's a mad time.
Yeah,
That's
so
how
I'm
much
like-
time it was.
I was like, yo, it's like 2 minutes. This is good enough.
Yeah.
Roman is down.
yeah. No, it was. I
This
looked
is
at the
good.
clock too. I was like, oh, we got mad time.
So I'm actually my phone out because I'm like, this is the cash in. This is happening. I'm catching it. And all you hear is Sierra Hotel.
I was like,
whoosh. What's happening?
oh.
Did you go? Did you
No,
go
I
to
was like
to
this.
the stage?
No,
or
I was
to
like
the-
this
to-
first.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, wait, they're going to come through the crowd. And I went back
Yeah,
this way.
yep.
And I was like,
But you know what? This is a message to WWE. Do not have them go back to coming through that crowd. Because then them seat tickets is going to go through the roof, and it's going to be annoying. Don't
and
do it.
It might not still be safe for Roman.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
But, and then just as much as it's my ups, I just fear that they're going to do the same thing they did last time, where they have, in this case, Seth leave his title backstage whenever he comes out with the Shield, and Roman carries his title. Like, that wasn't cool last time, in my opinion.
Oh, when they all had titles.
When they all had titles, but Roman was the only one that was carrying it out to the ring, and everybody they left their tag team titles in the back. Like, really? Like, I just afraid they're gonna do that again, and I don't want that because it's like it's obvious even more of what is this about. It's about saving this guy, and that's my only gripe with that. But the Shield reunion, it was a great swerve, caught everybody off guard. I was just like, Like she said, I was like, I wanted to be happy, but I'm like, I know what this is. So I'm going to sit back and just watch this, enjoy it a little bit, but not too much. And so that was my thing with that. My down, I would follow up with the Ronda.
That's the consensus.
That's the consensus of the table. Because
smart.
honestly, Raw was kind of
Ronda.
solid. Raw was solid all around together. But when it came to that, when I seen them come out with the carpet and the podium, I texted automatically, like, really, this is what we're about to do for Ronda? And then Stephanie comes out. It's like...
Stephanie, shout outs to you for having the Seth Rollins collection of rompers and jumpers. Just want to throw that out there.
There you go. So I was like, and then when you look around the ring...
Stephanie's in great shape, by the way, guys.
She is.
She's actually prettier in person.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I looked at the ringside...
You were like...
She's married. But I did do that to Triple H, so actually that's cool.
She's the MILF of the year, B. MILF of the century. Go ahead.
So when I looked around the ring, it was the same thing. I texted her again. I'm like, yo, they're not. You could tell on the women's faces they're not happy about this at all because the camera's not on them. They're looking at the screen. They're playing that video package, and you can just tell in their face they're like, "Wow, we out here. Like, this is not about us. It's just to put her over." The only person I was happy was Natalia, but she's always happy.
No, I don't think.
I love Natalia, man. Oh my god,
Natalia's always happy.
Yeah, she
always
is.
happy.
Because she's had a career.
Right.
She's that vet.
Yeah.
That's chilling on the team.
Yeah.
Getting the checks and helping everybody else.
The Tim Duncan.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
enjoys
Like that.
helping
I like
people
that.
out.
I was thinking of a person. That's a good
You a
one.
Spurs fan?
No.
No.
I was about to say, whoa.
It was just the basketball.
Are you kidding me?
And-
No, because
and analogy.
You're an
got a little
Eagles
hype,
fan
you got a little
talking junk. Relax.
Right.
We won the Super Bowl last year.
And
So
how many years it took you to do
Did
that?
anyone peep,
So we won it
though,
last
why the Bellas was on Raw? Like, I know
That
they're
too.
staying up for the Evolution thing, but technically Nikki Bella's supposed to be on SmackDown. She never got traded to Raw, so I'm trying to
Come on,
figure
you know how
out.
Maybe she
WWE
a free
does. They make
agent.
They had to
They
put it over.
they do
They had to
what
put it
I like
over.
to call is the Men in Black. So, you know, like in the movie Men in Black, they had little things and it flashes you and you don't remember what happened before that.
Yeah,
That's what that's
that
about.
moment.
They used it again on SmackDown, but we'll get to that. So what did you grade Raw, guys? We'll start off on this side.
I'll give it a B-. That Ronda thing really bothered me because it's the second time they did this.
Right.
The first time was when she debuted.
Oh, when she signed the contract for
No,
Mania?
Royal Rumble.
No,
when
Royal
when she
Rumble.
cut everybody's legs out when Oscar won.
Oscar won, and then you like, like, and once again, it's
Good
just
job.
not about her being that top person. When she came out, I was like, okay, I understand this. You want to put her over right away, but then you came out so awkward. Her
And
awkwardness bothers me.
And during somebody else's
But I think
celebration.
she's just like that in real life.
Well, cut it out.
That's her personality.
I'll give it a B+. It was a solid Raw outside of that one instance for me as well. Also, I'm not too big on big B team still being champions.
Oh, you a hater. B team all the way, baby.
Go,
B team
go.
all the way.
Actually, you know what? I do want to say this for a moment. Shout outs to Kurt Hawkins because
That would have been the perfect time for him to win.
that was awesome.
Because the crowd was ready.
We were actually behind Kurt Hawkins. And I
We
love
was ready for
Elias.
that.
But I was like, yo, he got on that mic, and I was like, that's the most he done said in his entire career. Oh, my God.
Especially when he came back. When he was about to
Yeah,
leave,
like
he
he
was
walked
like,
away. He was
no.
like, nah, I got this. I was like, Kurt, you about to make me buy merch.
Yo, everybody in the crowd was going for it. Like, yo, this is the perfect moment. And he's from New York, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been perfect for him to win that. And I was like, God,
But trash with the Mets colors. That's why he lost. But anyway.
Exactly.
Yep.
Facts.
Raw was definitely an A because I was on TV.
A?
Thank you.
She was on TV.
I was on TV.
This is a narcissistic way to
It's been a goal of mine the last 365 days, so sorry.
B+.
B+?
Yeah.
Match me on that. All right, and talking about MIB Light, and forget what happened, let's go over to SmackDown with the top 2 ups. Were we doing 2 ups or 1 up?
One.
What up?
1 up, 1 up, 1 down. I'll start it off this time.
What did the Men in Black thing have to do at it? I
Because
missed that.
Nikki just popped up on, I'm not Nikki, Bree just popped up on SmackDown like she was in on Raw the night before.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yo, the Bellas are money.
So they just popping up randomly everywhere.
I have a lot of friends that are fans of them.
Cool story. Yeah.
So-
Shout out to Todd.
My 1 up is a tag team title match because the New Day rocks and got their 5-time.
Yo, I really hope they say it like that now.
5-time tag team championships. So,
Feel the power.
and the match was amazing.
Match was
They,
so
they
good.
sent Big E to the back. Let it really be. I thought it was going to take advantage, of the 3-2 situation. It was like, nah, we got this. The whole segment with Big E backstage with the ribs, that was hilarious to me.
Oh, Chinese ribs. I was like,
His ribs are hurt.
yeah, I was like,
funny. Y'all funny. Y'all funny.
Why you joke like that?
I see what you did there. So, and the Bludgeon Brothers, they're just great in the ring. They just have bad gimmicks, in my opinion.
I've never been a fan of Luke or Eric, so
not even in the Wyatt family.
I'm saying their ring work is good.
I like them in the Wyatt family.
Their work is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's just that they need to talk more.
Yeah, they just need more of some way to connect with the crowd.
It's crazy because they were starting to do like little like vignettes,
right?
But it still was just weird. It was like, all right.
I never got the Bludgeon Brothers. Cool. It's like something you would find before Attitude Era, like walking around with hammers.
I like when they first debuted and. It was something about. I was like, okay, I can get with this.
It was different.
It was different, but then they crashed and burned. So yeah.
I think my down would go to. I don't think it's pretty solid SmackDown. I don't really think I have a down.
Okay, who's next?
I'm gonna keep it moving.
I'll go. As everyone knows, my up is always gonna be Joe. So good old Joe coming out and choking out AJ Styles in the middle of his interview. Go, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? So it doesn't get, like, everyone that knows that's a really big wrestling fan know that AJ and Joe have, already wrestled together in TNA and all types of other indie promotions and things like that. So they have awesome chemistry together. They have actually way more chemistry than him and Nakamura did.
Right.
So I'm equally more invested into it. But I just think, because I didn't think the whole family thing was gonna like really work, because they've done that's definitely a repeat. Because Randy and Trips did that, definitely repeat. So I didn't think it was gonna go as well as it has, like, actually has been going.
Sidebar. What happened about when SummerSlam when the daughter was like, "Daddy, you're bleeding"? Did y'all hear that or no?
Yeah, no. So actually, I need someone to confirm that that's his actual wife and actual child. Like, if that is some like not it, I'm gonna need y'all not to do that, because
I think that's his legit family.
I want to make sure that that's real.
But I'm pretty certain his wife's name is not Wendy.
Yeah, I think they probably just changed the name a little bit just to protect it.
Yeah. And that's fine, but like, don't give me an actor and a child actress.
Like, use my family.
No,
use my actual, like,
that baby was on point.
Children.
She was like, "Daddy, you're bleeding." I'm like, "Oh,
she's great." Like,
put her in the ring.
Like, don't do that. So, but that definitely is an up for me. My down, I don't know. I'm not to the whole Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Okay, cool story.
Does it really work for you?
You know what it is? I just think Jeff really don't have too many bumps left in him.
No, he doesn't.
To be honest. And as much as we all, like, love, like, old school Hardy Boys, and you know what? When like how people always like talk about Taker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it's time to go, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
And I don't feel the vibe. I mean, honestly, if they give us Randy and Jeff and inside of Hell of a Cell, all right, I might sign on.
Right.
But right now, I'm just like,
I'm worried for Jeff. I don't think he would survive that.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't give me an inch of hardcore if you can't go all the way.
Right.
Like, don't, like, fly off of Barclays if you can't do that 2 more times.
So you want him to die?
No, I want it to be realistic.
No, you want him to die.
I don't want him to die.
He can't do that.
But that's my point. Like, don't push the envelope and get don't have my expectations at this.
So let him do it over a top rope. That's fine.
But he didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he did it on a little thing in the Barclays into a table, so that's fine.
Right, and now it's gonna go to a whole nother level. So, but my down, I'm just not. I'm good on Randy and Hardy. Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right, so let's go with you.
Isn't it her time?
We matching it up.
Okay.
It's the mixed tag show. They mixed it up.
Mixed it up. Mixed tag.
See?
You got the drum.
Boom.
But only you can hear it. I don't know.
Right, we hear it.
My up is the New Day winning.
Of course.
Off the rip is the New Day winning because I'm a huge New Day fan.
We know.
Since like day one, I was a fan. At first, I was a little iffy, like, yo, are they gonna be able to pull this off? I thought they were gonna go like a Nation of Domination.
I would have loved that.
like direction, but they didn't, and it went. I was like, okay, I'm a little iffy about that, but I'm very protective of the New Day. They do no wrong to me.
Right.
And I was also on TV because I kept dancing to the.
Because you had on the New Day shirt, bright orange, and you was dancing.
Yeah, I was dancing mad hard, but that was like
Mad
a
hard.
phenomenal. Overall, SmackDown was really good to me because I didn't know what time it was. I didn't check my phone because it never dragged. Throughout the whole show, it was like things kept.
It goes by really fast.
Things were flowing though. Things were flowing really, really well. Shout out to Samoa Joe.
Thank you.
I watched this 24 on the network. Shout out to the
Watch it
network.
tonight.
And he's not supposed to be where he's at. Because in little spoiler alert, he talks about
Didn't
how.
I just tell you about spoilers?
You'll be all right. You watch it, you watch it.
Listen.
So Vince didn't want him on the main roster. Didn't believe in him at all. And Triple H told him, like, yo, Vince is not too fond of somebody in their late 30s being on his main roster and being a star. That's not really going to happen. So come to NXT, do your thing, and we'll figure something out.
Right.
And he did his thing, and he's where he's at. And I have no real downs. That's what I'm basically going at right now.
Okay.
It's fun. The whole show was fun. Nakamura talking in his broken English.
Yo, if that does not become a shirt, I'm gonna be upset. Someone's gonna miss it. When he said he said, what did he say?
The United States of Nakamura.
Of Nakamura. I was like,
America.
America.
I was like, yo, I would buy that, and I don't even like merch like that.
And it's like, yo, that's dope. Those little vignettes on, like, when it seems like they're on their cell phone,
Right.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Okay, McDonald's.
And
No, yeah,
No,
because we don't want to get copyright
no.
infringements.
It's Wilk Donald's. So,
Okay.
yeah, but
McDowell's.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
You are kind of like Coming to America level. Yeah,
Oh man, it's another level.
nah, I'm fine with that.
yeah, no,
I can be a prince.
Okay.
I can be a prince.
Oh, you go.
Azumundo.
Okay, so I'm gonna go next. You good?
You're just gonna say time's up? Is that you're gonna be rude like that?
I'm not being rude.
Well, we gotta roll with it. We coming to
It's
the
fine,
end.
It's fine. It's fine. She can go ahead.
But I agree with everybody. I think there really wasn't any down spots. I guess the one down spot might be Naomi versus Peyton Royce.
I thought that match was solid though.
The match was solid, but again,
It's random.
it's random, and it goes back to what you said earlier. Naomi was the first ever women's memorial
Battle Royal because you know they couldn't say. What was it? Fabulous
Moolah, right? So
I'm just saying.
Well, you shouldn't say her name.
okay. Well, on that note,
We not gonna get into this.
I have
We'll get into it.
I have a big gripe with just battle royals because it's like, what's the whole point of it? I don't like them.
I don't like
because what's okay. I want a
8-man
trophy.
tags.
I want a trophy. What does that? What does that do for me? Am I going to get a push later?
It's accolades. It's
But
great
what
But
does
accolades.
no one's gonna look at like when you think of Braun, you're not gonna think about him winning the Battle Royal, the greatest, fakest
Where's the
Royal
title?
Rumble.
We're thinking about
You're gonna remember him being Monster in the Bank.
exactly.
Well, it's like being the All-Star MVP, All-Star Game MVP.
But you remember.
But
those
you remember
people.
those
Man,
things.
you really don't remember.
Nah, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
All you
No, you
remember
don't.
is actually the final champions.
It's just that when they retire, it's mentioned.
3-time All-Star. Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah,
blah,
blah. It
blah.
doesn't matter now, but it will matter at the end of the career. And I see what you're saying, but it's just accolades. That's another award on the wall.
Cool story.
So my one up again. I'm going to go with your girl Becky Lynch.
Not my girl.
Her promo was.
my
We were yelling. We were like, boo. We were still booing. We're obnoxious.
I don't like her. My brother loves Becky Lynch.
I love
She's on
Becky.
point. She's on point, man. She's on
I
what?
cheered her.
She's
Why?
on point right now. With that promo. she
That
cut?
promo was fire.
That promo
First
she
of
cut?
all,
Promo was
this
solid.
is thank you. And my issue when people do this is that when they do the heel turn, why do you start the same music? Why are
Give
we
it
still?
time.
Why are we still? Whoa! Like
And
why are we
maybe-
doing this?
Yeah, give it
Why
time.
we
Give it
that?
some time.
No.
They did with
No.
Nakamura. They changed his music, right?
They changed his
After
music.
a couple of
Yeah,
weeks or
give it
so.
time to
Give it
do
some
the
Nah,
music.
nope. If
You
you,
know
gonna
they
come
call
out
it-
smoking guns, come out to some different
You know
music.
I just feel people.
and
like
I mean,
her,
even that, I still ain't gonna
people
mess
like
with
her
it,
as a
so
heel
it
because they
don't
don't like Charlotte.
That's
That's what it is. If she was up against somebody else, it'll be a whole different conversation.
Anyone but you, Charlotte.
But nobody
Wow.
likes Charlotte, so they're like,
I
yo,
like
you know what?
Charlotte.
We love Becky because people were cheering for Becky when she was doing the.
She should have won. She deserved it.
No, Mella should have kept it, but whatever.
But go ahead.
Basically what everybody's saying. You know, like On that note, I thought it was a fire promo. That the intensity we haven't seen in a while from Becky. She's finally getting away from the shadow of Charlotte Flair and being her best friend. It's my time, you know what I mean? And it's time and time again. Charlotte takes those opportunities from her, and I thought the brawl was good between them. And
it dragged a little bit.
I thought it was good. I'm mad they stole this storyline from Sasha and Bailey, but whatever. So I enjoyed it.
All right.
So what grade would you give it? Starting on the left side here.
I'll give SmackDown an A-.
You better not say nothing more than A because you was dead on TV.
Yeah, I was on TV match. I closed out the show, B.
See, you're selfish. We closed out the show, bro.
No, hold on. You look at the Titantron.
No, but I was in that shot.
Me and Jessica.
No, the camera was on you and Jess when y'all was dancing. When you watch the last credits, all three of us are in that shot.
But isn't Jessica sitting next to you on Raw?
Yeah.
But why? How come you never mentioned her?
What do you mean?
You never mentioned her throughout the...
She's not here.
Hold on. Throughout the time.
She's not here, though.
She said me.
This is how we sound? Okay.
She didn't say we throughout the entire time.
But she's not here.
Hold on. Let me have my moment, but you had yours. I'm giving you your moment, but you can't give me mine.
I'm trying to let you have your moment, which is why I said don't have nothing more than A.
No, you didn't. No, you did not.
Whatever.
No, you did not.
Would you have that moment if I didn't say, bro, let's go to SmackDown?
I was going to go to SmackDown.
Wow. Let's go to this role. Let's get this section.
Who texted who? Who texted who first?
You did text me.
Who texted who?
But who got the tickets, though? Who found the section?
Who? Oh.
I didn't even, funny story, I didn't even think that section would get us on TV.
I didn't want to be on TV.
I did. Okay.
She wanted to be on TV. She had a taste
I
of the
want to
limelight.
be like, mate.
She
But
had a taste
we
of the
were on
limelight.
TV, but we closed out the show. But Wilkins' T-shirt and Wilkins' dancing helped us out.
Sir, so you rate the show A-.
A-.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give it an A.
And I'm also going to give it an A.
I give it an A- too. I would have preferred having Joe actually wrestle on SmackDown instead of it being a segment, but that's cool. He was in the dark match, but that was barely really a dark match. But yeah, A- is cool. I think that SmackDown is like it's underrated, so people always like, yeah. But I mean, I always say 2 hours, get in, get out. Like, why we out here dragging 3 hours?
205 was fired too after.
Yeah, 205. A lot of people sleep on that too. So
it has a hit and miss.
Yeah.
All right.
And the people thought. There you go.
How are you putting this on like?
We'll see. You'll see. I work magic. Magic's the other half of my name, Blue Magic.
He does pretty good with the editing.
First of all, that sounds like drugs.
You gotta teach me.
That's drugs.
Since we're running on time, let's do a quick 3-minute discussion of the diversity in the women's division. Since we ended off with the women's talk, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you guys feel about the women's division and diversity right now?
Well, I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted to discuss it because it was announced. When was it? During Takeover.
Yeah.
That
like, as you were entering the building.
Literally, Alexa Bliss will be facing Trish Stratus. A lot of people were annoyed about that.
I'm not.
Really?
Interesting.
I'm not, actually.
Okay, we'll talk about it then.
You got to put people together. I think that will have good chemistry and that would feed off of each other. Even though your girl's a different scenario because, to be honest, there's certain people that you can put in any situation that's going to just take it and run with it and make it what it is.
Right.
Like, but I just think, I don't have a problem with it. Like,
well, who's gonna be the ring general?
Somebody calling you?
That's my alarm.
With Meek, though? But continue as you were saying.
So who's going to be the ring general and who's going to carry that match? Trish is 42 years old.
Clearly Alexa is going to...
What?
You just said she hasn't wrestled.
Correct.
She's in her 40s.
Correct, but that's what I'm saying.
She's wrestling
someone who's not
young
Thundercat. Who is not strong in the mic. I mean, excuse me. Sorry, because I don't want to get flamed.
No.
She's not strong in the ring. So...
But it doesn't mean that she can't have some sense of direction.
When the last time you seen Bliss take a bump or carry your match?
I'm sorry. The fact that Nia Jax won at WrestleMania and she put Nia over, I'm sorry. You just can't.
But did she carry the match? If we got on Nia, right, or whatever, people say whatever, she's green in the ring. Did Alexa help her? And she put her over because she
But
got
I think she
pinned.
helped her, yeah.
But she didn't. What did she actually do to be like, yo, this match was?
She didn't take no crazy bumps or anything like that.
I mean, but what? In all honesty, besides your girl and Bailey, to be honest, who's really and Ember, who's really taking crazy spots like that though in the women's division? First of all, Charlotte will flip. First of all, Charlotte will flip and miss everybody.
Correct.
So that
She still take that risk though,
which is silly. It doesn't make sense. Like if you're gonna really go for it, go for it. Like don't miss everybody and then get praised. Like oh, you did it. Like
you did
actually
you
did.
Right,
you did though. But as you were saying,
no. But on that note, like you said, we were all excited during the Royal Rumble, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, when we had that stare down with Sasha and Trish. And, even Sasha talked about it when she did some live thing for the WWE during SummerSlam week. Right. She was like, I want to face Trish, and I'll be so disappointed. And you even saw her commented on the WWE's post when they announced it. She said, I'm not okay. Yeah. Right? And I think that a lot of people were like, it's not what we want.
But is it... So now are we going to sit here and blame Bliss for something that she may or may not have control over? Because, as you said, Trish Stratus is a 40-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Is she really going to take bumps like that? Is Sasha Banks really going to be the person to bounce off of her for her age, for what she could bring to the ring? So, like, it could be, not saying Trish is being, pussy about it, but it's to say that, to be honest, they could feed off to each other and make it look a certain way versus it being an actual, like, she may not be able to give her 100%. And I'd rather, if we're going to have Trish Stratus versus Sasha Banks, I'd rather Trish be on something like, I could give 110% to that versus be like, I'm just going to come for the first ever pay-per-view and that's that.
I mean, but even Trish, even after the Royal Rumble thing, she said all the people that she wanted to face. Alexa wasn't mentioned. It was Sasha that was mentioned,
But you also got to think, too, like, in terms of all the different variables, merch, there's wild little girls running around with Alexa Bliss merch on.
Yeah, just a year ago, it was Sasha, but her push when you're not pushing someone, right?
Right.
So, but on that note, I just feel like the whole diversity thing. It's just like you notice a lot of the posters for Evolution. It's very rare that you see a woman of color on there, and I'm just trying to figure out why exactly is that we're not seeing. We're not pushing more of the fact that it's a diverse roster.
So I think, and it's something that the boys, always touch upon, and I always kind of stay out of the debate about it because it could, go left or right with them.
Right.
But I just think at the end of the day, and I think this is the main reason why we are doing what we're doing as fans, even as wrestlers, we are in this such a tight knit secret almost society where you don't think people of color are wrestling fans. Right. You don't think people of color are actually...
Somebody told you that, too. Like,
yeah,
I was so shocked.
You don't think people of color are actual wrestlers. Like, I can name off the top of my dome how many indie New York City wrestlers that I know that are of color. Right. So I think because of the dynamic and the elements and the type of pool that WWE has, they don't have enough... What was Mark Henry saying, too, when we met him not too long ago about... guys of color in the locker room and things like that, because you can count on your hand how many black guys are on Raw and SmackDown.
All right. At first I was like, what type of diversity are you talking about? Because there's no diversity in wrestling at all. and hold on, I got this. Let me piggyback off what everybody said. So, pro wrestling is a white sport. Okay. Let's just keep it a buck.
Dominated.
It's a predominantly dominated white sport.
Yes.
The reason why is because not too many black kids know they could get into pro wrestling or know how to get into pro wrestling.
It's kind of like nowadays with baseball, right?
Yeah, baseball is more.
You're not gonna see kids in the inner city
because it's expensive and it's very hard to get into a league and all this other.
What hood gonna have a baseball field?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have resources.
And if you're in the hood, you want to get out of it quickly, right? Yeah. You're not gonna go to the minor leagues and wait 3-4 years to get called up and then finally get your contract. Whereas in football and basketball, it's like that.
Exactly. So WWE is pushing diversity. If you look at their brand new NXT right now, it's a ton of black people coming into NXT.
But who runs NXT?
Triple H.
Trips. Good old Trips.
Okay.
And this is something I've been saying for a while. This goes a lot of. This is a very complex
So
question.
it's a gumbo of
It's a gumbo of things.
Conversation.
The first things first, I said it on our podcast numerous times. The old head gatekeepers need to go.
Yeah.
They need to go.
And it's not even so much because of the diversity thing, but just the writing. It's not.
It's the writing, and also they don't understand what the new age wants.
Right.
Because right now, we're the consumers.
Right.
Our age group is the consumers, and we want something a little bit different.
Right.
Now, I powerlift. That's my sport of choice, and it's predominantly white. There's nothing wrong with that. And I've been to some... She's been to one of my things like...
He had a powerlifting contest in Hofstra.
Yeah.
That I had a truck 7 o'clock in the morning to.
Yeah, and so it
go
was like
see him
predominantly...
powerlift.
That's real.
It's predominantly white. And most powerlifters usually go into wrestling a lot of times.
Right.
Right.
So, once again, powerlifting, a lot of people of color know about it.
Yeah.
Or not interested in it.
Right.
And we deal with it all the time when people are like, you watch wrestling?
Yeah.
Like other black kids like, yo,
Yeah,
what?
you get shunned for
Like,
it. You
what-
get
what's
looked
going
like
on?
you're crazy.
They don't appreciate as much as we do. And usually wrestling starts in like the West Bubble, something of some random swamp area
Midwest.
in the
Midwest,
Midwest.
the South,
And
yeah.
the Midwest and for South is predominantly white.
Right.
Now, as WWE expands worldwide, more people of color are going to be like, okay, let me try to jump into this. I love this. Let me follow my dream. Because a lot of times, people of color watch it up until a certain age and then stop.
Right.
It's just exposing more kids to it, and then it's seeing, and this is where diversity has to come in, because you need to see somebody that looks like you doing it.
And that's the thing.
And that's one thing where I agree with you on, is that they need more diversity. But there's not enough on the
You
roster.
gotta have enough
Not enough on the
bodies for
roster
that.
yet.
But my thing is the people that we do have on the roster. Why is it that Asuka, like we just said, she was a monster, she was a beast in NXT. She won the first ever Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble.
And she out here jobbing in Charlotte.
Now she's in dark
That
matches.
sucked.
What was the and you get what I'm
and
saying?
that
And then the
goes back
same
to-
thing with Shinsuke. Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble just to. Granted, I understand AJ's the man.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I love AJ. He's the cover boy for 2K19.
Which I'm getting.
I'm getting two. PS4.
Nah, I'm an Xbox guy.
Xbox.
I'm
There
an
you go.
Xbox.
Yeah.
We'll talk
We'll talk about
it.
it later.
Gaming thing is not my
Right.
world, so.
But you know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen, since we've been watching wrestling for how many years, it's a constant thing. We don't see a person that's an African American as a world champion.
Yeah.
You know, it's the thing with I know I'm always mentioning Sasha, but Sasha has never gotten the right title reign since NXT. Why is it? Why is
Because
it
Dusty was involved in there.
Yep.
Right.
Dusty was involved, and this goes back
and
to
Trips too? That's
it's Trips and Dusty. Because
Yeah.
Dusty saw something in Sasha, and
yes.
saw Trips
and
understood that.
William Regal did too.
But look at the people that's involved.
But that's what I'm saying. Now going into the main roster, why is it that hasn't?
It's the
translated?
gatekeepers. The gatekeepers
that's
got to
what
go.
I'm saying, but-
and I understand what you're saying, but we need to keep flushing out more black talent and people of color and people, other people that's not white.
Yeah, because they signed that girl on NXT, I think from India.
Yeah.
First Indian female signee on NXT.
And Ricochet is on there. Velveteen Dream is on there. Keith Lee is a beast. He's on there.
I know
Hashtag
that guy.
find
I know
me.
that guy.
Yeah.
So we
I
just
mean.
they're trying.
They're trying.
And they understand that that is needed.
When you say they're trying, I truly believe that's Triple H and them that's trying. And I'm not knocking anybody in corporate or whatever.
But as the gatekeepers slowly start knocking down, and it's up to us.
Did you just kill off mad people?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they have to go.
I felt that. I was
and
like,
I'm very passionate
did you
about that
just kill
because
Don't kill
Did you
them.
just
they
kill Michael
really
P.S. Hayes?
they
Just let
really
them,
have to
just
go
let them
because
retire. Like,
Yeah.
let the young bucks take care of this business right now because it needs to be taken care of, and also us have to continue to push for that because the women's battle royal, the reason why that name got changed was because social media got involved. Like, yo, Fabulous Moolah should not be the name of your.
Because she was out here pimping these hoes, but then if it was a man, we wouldn't say nothing. That's what my problem. I have
That's
a
a whole
problem
nother
with that.
discussion, guys. That's a
All
whole
right,
nother
I'm
discussion.
keeping that same
But
energy.
I think it should,
Same.
actually, as a person of color, you should really talk about this as well. Like, do you think I say it's because not enough talent being put in. But then I understand where you're coming from when you're saying that
use what you got.
You use what you got.
But you ain't
so
got
so
much.
What do you think?
I think I agree with Jenna on this one that you have to use what you have.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big thing. Like I know it's not a big pool to pick from, but you have it. So it's everything else in the corporate world, right? Everything has to be diverse. So why not something that's televised as big as WWE, especially a trading company? Please don't cut our back. So I think that they're trying to take steps, and it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But I feel like the more that Triple H is starting to get his hands involved, that is going to start.
We'll see the change.
See more of the change, especially around 2020 when XFL comes around. And that's just my opinion.
I'm sorry, I'm excited about that.
All right, you are excited?
I did, yeah. Well,
I liked
football,
XFL.
And I liked XFL when it first came
Okay,
out.
no, that's great. Shout out to them then. That's fantastic.
I'm with it.
And like you said, I agree with you guys cold-heartedly, but we also got to think of like what's marketable and what makes sense putting people into these matches. Now, they got to work though.
Yeah,
they got to put these people to work. Like Ember Moon's not doing anything.
Yeah,
Ember could be marketable. Was Naomi not marketable?
She wasn't until
she
stepped up and they took. So the thing with WWE is that they don't know. Sorry, no shade. They don't know how to take risk. So at the end of the day, it took Naomi 3 years for them to get on board with the Feel the Glow thing. With Ember, and I love her, that mic, she will hang herself.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to have, like we spoke about in the Big Four, a complete package person. And when you don't develop someone like that, like, how do you then put somebody, like, how do you put them, like, to the front to be the pack of the leader of the pack type of situation? Like, she's great in the ring, but if you can't, like, in terms of marketable, like, you think Ember's marketable. I don't.
I don't think Ember is marketable. I maybe she.
I think Ember's marketable done correctly.
Exactly.
She is cosplay. She is a nerd. She has this whole black nerd thing going for her. There's something you could do with that.
Yeah. But so is Sasha.
Sasha's not a nerd.
Yes, she is.
She is her.
Her husband.
Not her current persona.
Not her character.
Not her character. So you can't use that.
But ideally, when you think about it, you are part. Like who you are outside is a part of your character. That's the only way it really works.
Let's work this boss thing. There's so many things you could do with that.
I mean, but look again, bringing it back to her, right? 2016, right? 2017. She still is very popular. Just with me and Barclays, it was the "We Want Sasha" chants. So even though her push has been like, you know what I mean?
You had grown men lined up at like 7:00 in the morning to meet her for free in Brooklyn.
That line was around the block. I told my friends because they overslept, and I'm like, this is not Carmella. No shade to Carmella, but there's just certain people that are just gonna bring people out, and Sasha's one of those people.
So what should they do? Like right now, we're creative.
Okay.
We're in a room. Vince comes in. Hey, all right.
Hey.
You want me to push Sasha?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Turn her
Get
heel.
her away from Bailey's boring ass.
Well, or just turn her heel. I mean,
but she gotta get away from Bailey.
Well, the match is between those two.
Yeah, so they're both saying the same thing. It's get away from Bailey in terms of like being a tag team, but turn her heel and have them have the match.
And that ultimately helps Bailey. Like at the end of the day, Bailey can't be what she was in NXT, where it was like, oh, I'm naive, like this and that and third. But it worked. On the main roster.
Nah, I said the rabbit.
When she got on the main roster, she wasn't that necessarily naive. I'm gonna hug everyone, but she still has that nice girl in her, right? So ultimately, Sasha being a heel helps Bailey's character, right? And this is how you push other people, right? By utilizing everyone that you have.
Every good face gotta have a villain.
There you go.
I don't think Sasha should go heel. I just think Bailey should flip. That's it. Bailey should flip. And I already have my whole storyline for Bailey.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that, though.
But we'll talk about that later.
But
so we'll go on you guys' show?
Yeah, you guys.
And this is a conversation we can continue on the show.
Yeah, hopefully your brother will join us.
Hopefully y'all fix
next
y'all
time.
family
y'all
issues.
Figure it out, because I don't want to be in the middle again.
Right.
Lines have been crossed.
Whatever.
So on that note, go ahead and plug in your social media stuff, guys.
Thank you. If the live feed is still on and popping.
No, it's not on anymore.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, oh, thank you. But thanks to everyone for joining us. You can follow us on Instagram at the Job of Tears Podcast, YouTube Job of Tears Podcast. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify. What else? Pooch?
You got your pro wrestling t-shirt.
We do. We have t-shirts. Become a fellow jobber like us. ProWrestlingTees.com/The Job of Tears Podcast. As you can see, Stephanie McMahon approved. So you might want to get on it.
It's official.
But other than that,
your personal.
Not personal because my page is definitely private. You got to be approved for that.
Oh,
okay.
Well, never mind. Sorry.
Business and personal. You got to learn how to keep the two separate.
There you go. Facts.
But then also last thing, Hell in a Cell viewing party, September 17th. I want to say the Sunday after 9 + 7 is what 16. September 16th at Legends. With Job of Tears Podcast and Yep I Like Wrestling viewing party at Legends. So be there, be square.
Sir Wilkins here, SIR_Wilkins. Follow me on
follow him, don't follow
Twitter. I be talking smack. Follow me on
Man's got
Instagram.
mad followers.
Follow me on Instagram as well. I fell off on Instagram. I haven't been really posting that much.
Because you post on Job of Tears Podcast.
Yeah. But follow me. I'll be posting. I'm gonna start posting a lot more. Also, we have other events coming up besides the viewing parties that the Job of Tears does. We have Summerslam 2 coming up. Survivor Series weekend.
Breaking news.
Survivor Series weekend.
Nice.
So we'll be doing that. Also got like a couple of ideas in the works. A couple of things that the team is cooking up in the lab for the fans. By the way, what else we have going on?
Nothing else. We're going to throw it to our friends here.
Make sure we got to do the...
No,
I mean, listen,
they
if you
show.
got-
We got to go. So go ahead, you guys. Thank you. Actually, thank you guys so much, Jenna and
No
Blue.
problem. Thank you for
having
coming
us
through.
here.
That's what I wanted to do.
No.
Can I thank you?
No. Thank you guys so much for having us here.
Thank
We
you guys for
appreciate
coming
it.
on.
So, of course, you can follow us at the Mixed Tag Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitter, and Facebook. Also, you can follow us at our personal at
Miss Jenna, baby, BAYBEE.
and at Blue Magic
So
Grind.
I'm the
Awesome.
only bougie one here that be like, no, I'm private.
Right. I mean, technically, yeah. But
Technically, we've been trying to talk to her and tell her to take that thing off private. But
Right.
Also,
Not happening.
now you can also remember to click on the link for our WWE shop discounts. Thank you for the shirt over here. Shout out to our friends over at Nerd for the Shield shirt.
nerds.
That's Nerds. Sorry about that.
Nerds clothing.
Nerds Clothing. Shout out to them. And thank you guys for coming through.
No, thank
Nah,
you
I
guys.
had a
Thank
great
you.
show.
Awesome.
Had a good time.
Let's do this again. Same
And on
time,
that-
same place.
We can do this like every so often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And on that note,
I wouldn't. You're kind of cutting them out of the.
no,
that's
they're
totally
there.
rude.
Too sweet, everybody.
We're gonna too sweet. I'm sorry. It wasn't
Too
me. That
sweet,
was
everybody.
No, no,
Yo,
no.
get into
Johnny
the too sweet.
All right.
I don't even like, I don't like doing none of that other extra stuff.
It's the Mixed Tag Show. With Jenna